Okay, chat, we are here. Okay, okay. यस, बहुत टाइम बाद। एक सेकंड, मुझे देखना था गेम कैप्चर कर रहा है या नहीं। वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। बहुत टाइम बाद ये शब्द बोल रहा हूँ मैं। एक सेकंड, थोड़ा वो प्रीसेट करना पड़ता है थोड़ा। गेम कैप्चर हो रहा है, कैप्चर हो रहा है। द गुड न्यूज़ इज कैप्चर हो रहा है, बाय द वे। दैट्स द गुड न्यूज़। ओके, एक सेकंड, तुम लोगों के लिए इमेज बंद कर देता हूँ मैं, बिकॉज वी विल नॉट नीड दैट टुडे, क्योंकि आज गेम प्ले नहीं, आज वॉच पार्टी है। ओके, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल गेम कैप्चर ऑटो स्पेसिफिक विंडो थोड़ा वापस री इंस्टॉल करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि चैट गेम आ जाएगी 2-3 मिनट में। और एल्स मुझे वापस करना पड़ेगा। कैप्चर हो रहा था चैट, बिलीव इट और नॉट, वो कैप्चर हो रहा था, गेम कैप्चर हो रहा था। स्टोरी भी डाली थी मैंने इंस्टा पे, लाइक यस, फुल स्क्रीन एप्लीकेशंस। टाइम लेता है वो, थोड़ा टेक्स टाइम, बट हो जाएगा। ओके चैट, जो जो लोग, थैंक यू, वेलकम। मैं आ गया वापस। इट काइंड ऑफ फील्स गुड टू बी हियर फाइनली। अच्छा लगा थोड़ा वापस आकर। यस, इट्स वर्किंग। काम कर रहा है चैट। एक सेकंड, तुम लोगों के लिए स्क्रीन अच्छी कर देता हूँ ताकि तुम लोगों को प्रॉपर अच्छा लगे। या इट टेक्स, थोड़ा टाइम लगता है उसको रीसेट होने में। ओके, नाउ इट माइट बी ओके। ओके गाइस, वी आर बैक। बहुत टाइम बाद वी आर डूइंग अ स्ट्रीम, सो मैं खुद काइंड ऑफ एक्साइटेड हूँ। सो यस, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम एवरीवन। जो जो लोग आए हैं, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। चालू हुआ क्या मैच? अच्छा, चालू हो गया तो लेट्स, क्या चाहते हो तुम लोग? पिकम्स अभी करूँ या आफ्टर सम टाइम, या कुछ देर बाद पिकम्स करो? बिकॉज आई थिंक कुछ टाइम बाद पिकम्स करना चाहिए। ओ या, मैं स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट कर दी। यो, आज 2 गेम है। हेलो, आज 2 गेम्स है? अरे बाप रे, लंबा चलेगा फिर तो। ओ नहीं, आई थिंक ये लेट चलेगा ये वाला पार्ट। हाँ, ये देखो, BBL 12:30 AM। ओ, AM मतलब 12, 12:30 को चालू होगा। अरे बाप रे। ओके ओके, तो सेन का मैच कल है? देखते हैं, चलो ट्राई करेंगे। सेकेंड मैच आए वैसे ट्राई करते हैं। बाय द वे गाइस, आई होप तुम लोगों को चैट दिख रही होगी। मैंने कुछ चेंजेस करे हैं UI में, ताकि तुम लोगों को मज़ा आए थोड़ा। ओके, सो थोड़ा क्राउड आने दो। जैसे ही थोड़ा क्राउड आएगा, वी विल स्टार्ट विथ पिकम्स। तो मैंने ऐसे ही प्री कर्सर में भर रखा था सब, ये सब तो ये पूरा प्रिडिक्शन था मेरा। सेन तो मैं रखूँगा ही, सेन से तो मैं नहीं हट सकता, सेन रखूँगा। ओके गाइस, जो जो लोग अभी आए, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। मैं वापस आ गया। और बाय द वे एक खुशखबरी बता दूँ, ये गेम कैप्चर में चल रहा है। सो राइट नाउ देखो, विंडो कैप्चर है ही नहीं, विंडो कैप्चर नहीं है। सो राइट नाउ आई एम स्ट्रीमिंग वाया गेम कैप्चर। गेम को मैं स्ट्रीम कैप्चर के वाया स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ। सो आई एम काइंड ऑफ हैप्पी कि ये चल रहा है। सो यस, आई गेस आई विल बी कंसिस्टेंट इनफ टू मैं आता रहूँगा स्ट्रीम करना। बाय द वे जो जो लोग स्ट्रीम पे आए, मेक श्योर टू लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल। हम आज वी आर टारगेटिंग 500। 1 के से थोड़ा कम करके 500 करना पड़ा, बिकॉज 1 के बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा गोल था। बट यस, वी आर स्ट्रीमिंग टू 1 के। सो मेक श्योर टू लाइक कर दो लाइक। सो यस, हम थोड़ा और वेट करते हैं, थोड़ी सेटिंग्स चेंज होगी, एंड देन वी विल बिगिन विद द पिकम्स। देखो, इट्स प्योरली ऑन गेम्स के, तुम लोग भी आ सकते हो। यू कैन ऑल्सो मतलब आके तुम लोग भी अपना व्यू पॉइंट दे सकते हो। पिकम्स इज लाइक तुक्का मारने का गेम होता है और कुछ नहीं। यस, डोंट बी शाई, मेक श्योर टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द चैट। आज मज़ा आएगा। सो यस, आई होप तुम लोग आओ, मज़े करो, एन्जॉय। यस, एंड बाय द वे, अगर तुम नए हो इस चैनल पे तो लाइक मारो, सब्सक्राइब करो, एंड ऑल्सो मेक श्योर टू यू नो ज्वाइन एंड फॉलो मी ऑन इंस्टाग्राम, और डिस्कॉर्ड ज्वाइन कर लेना, दोनों की लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। वो मैं चेंज करके वापस कर दूंगा। सो यस, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। पिकम से शुरू करते हैं। सो मुझे लाइक मैंने ये प्री सिलेक्ट करके रखा था, बिकॉज मुझे आइडिया नहीं था क्या करना। तो मैंने वीडियो डालने का सोचा, पर आई एम लाइक बहुत एडिटिंग लगेगा, बहुत बड़ा टास्क लगेगा। ओह, सबसे पहले नाइट मार्केट दिखा देता हूँ तुम लोगों को। दिस इज़ माई नाइट मार्केट एज यूजल। एब्सोल्यूट घटिया नाइट मार्केट है। सो यस, दिस इज़ माई नाइट मार्केट। आई होप तुम लोगों को ये चीज़ अच्छी लगी हो। सो यप, दिस इज़ द नाइट मार्केट दैट आई वॉज नॉट होपिंग फॉर। मेरे को मेले चाहिए था, पर एक गायाज वेंजेंस मेले नहीं चाहिए था। मैं आई वॉज लुकिंग फॉर दिस ब्यूटी, दिस ब्यूटी। बट गरीब हूँ मैं, आई कांट अफोर्ड दिस। सो यप, सो यस, पिकम्स भी चलते हैं। ओके, सो वी हैव हियर पूरा रोस्टर बैठा है हमारे पास ऑफ टीम। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट सिलेक्टिंग। ओके, सो पिकम स्विच स्टेज। ये बंद हो रहा है बाय द वे, दिस एंड्स इन लाइक 1 आवर। ओके, सो लेट्स पिक। ओके, तो फर्स्ट मैं जा रहा हूँ विद टीम हेरिटिक्स, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है टीम हेरिटिक्स हमेशा कम बैक करती है। मतलब इट्स नो पॉइंट। टीम हेरिटिक्स हमें हमेशा से आई बीइंग इन दैट पर्टिकुलर फॉर्म कि वो खेलेंगे खेलेंगे, और वो हमेशा से कम बैक कर रहे हैं। उनका रिकॉर्ड है, हर इंटरनेशनल सीजन में वो कम बैक करेंगे। सेन का मैच वुल्फ्स के अगेंस्ट है, तो दे विल ईजिली पास थ्रू, उन्हें बस थोड़ा स्टडी करना पड़ेगा और थोड़ा काउंटर एक्ट करना पड़ेगा। बाकी किसका मैच किसके साथ है? ओके, BLG और लिक्विड में लिक्विड इज़ द अपर हैंड टीम, तो लिक्विड जीतेगी। एंड इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट जेन जी और MIBR, आई थिंक MIBR विल गेट द अपर हैंड। MIBR के पास ईजिली वो अपर हैंड होगा। बट एक मिनट, MIBR, बट जेनजी का है ना, जेनजी टफ फाइट दे सकती है। जेनजी बहुत अनरियल टफ फाइट देगी, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आई थिंक एवरीथिंग विल क्रम्बल। सो मेरे ख्याल से तो यही है कि हो सकता है कुछ ना कुछ, बट लेट्स सी। हेरिटिक्स अनडिफीटेड क्वालिफाई करेगी। बाय द वे, इस जो पिकम्स है इसके 2 स्टेज है, तो लाइक ये पूरा ख़त्म होगा तो इसमें से लाइक पिक योर 4 टीम्स टू एडवांस। योर फर्स्ट टीम विल अर्न बोनस पॉइंट्स इफ़ दे एडवांस अनडिफीटेड। तो टीम हेरिटिक्स 2 मैचेस होंगे, 2 मैचेस में से अगर 2-0 पे कोई एक टीम क्वालिफाई करती है, तो दे विल डायरेक्टली क्वालिफाई विदाउट एनी हेजिटेशन। तो मुझे तो लग रहा है दैट हेरिटिक्स तो भाई घुस जाएगी। हेरिटिक्स विल नेवर बी अनडिफीटेड। बट ये वाला मैच देखना पड़ेगा, आज जो ये लोग मैच खेलने वाले हैं पी आर एक्स के अगेंस्ट, पी आर एक्स क्या निकालता है उसके अगेंस्ट. देन वी हैव सेन, सेन तो जाएगी जाएगी लाइक. एंड आई थिंक द मोस्ट अंडर रेटेड टीम्स अभी के लिए आर बिली बिली एंड वुल्स. वुल्स को मतलब लोग इतना भाव नहीं, बट लेट्स सी. अभी तो पहला मैच भी नहीं हुआ, सो वी कैन नॉट जज. टीम लिक्विड जाएगी ऑब्वियसली, टीम लिक्विड पे तो कोई डाउट ही नहीं है. एंड देन वी हैव एम आई बी आर. एम आई बी आर जाएगी बिकॉज ऑफ आसपास, आसपास पावर. पर वी हैव टू सी वो लोग क्या कॉम्स कुक करके बैठे हैं, तो उस हिसाब से जाएगा. तो एट दिस पॉइंट आई थिंक एनी वंस गेम हो सकता है, बट आई विल वेट. अगर मैं सही नहीं होता तो मैं इस बार का पिकम्स का ये सब नहीं जीत पाऊँगा. लास्ट टाइम मैं जीता था पिकम्स में, गन बड़ी में होता है ना वो सब. लास्ट टाइम मैं दोनों स्टेजेस जीता था पिकम्स में. सो लाइक आई हैव दिस नॉर्मल वाला एंड आई हैव ऑल्सो दिस जीतने वाला, लाइक पिकम्स मास्टर गूंगी बड़ी, तो मेरे पास ये भी है. सो आई होप आई फॉलो द लेगेसी जो मैंने छोड़ के रखी है पिकम्स में. आई गॉट दिस टू बोथ. ये तो 50% प्रिडिक्शन राइट होगा तो भी है, 20% वाला हार्ड होता है मिलना. और 100% ये इतने सारे लोग जिन्होंने पार्ट लिया ये टाइम. यस यही है. तो यस, हेरिटिक्स तो अनडिफिटेड जाएगी. वो देखना पड़ेगा वो लोग क्या क्या खेल रहे हैं, जिस हिसाब से कर रहे हैं. जीते तो जीते, नहीं तो जी जी है. सो यस आई थिंक अभी मैच शुरू हुआ है और वी हैव टाइम. अभी तक गप्पे मार रहे हैं वो लोग. अच्छा 1 मिनट है टाइम, चलो. ओके वी हैव 1 मिनट, तो आई थिंक वी शुड शिफ्ट टू ब्राउज़र. ज़्यादा टाइम वेस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. तो यस वी विल शिफ्ट टू ब्राउज़र. गाइस 2 मिनट दो मुझे, जैसे गिव मी 2 मिनट्स, आई विल बी बैक. ओके गाइस वी आर हियर. एक सेकंड में थोड़ा चेंज कर लेता हूँ सेटिंग ताकि तुम लोगों को सूट करे. ओके हियर वी आर फॉर मास्टर्स टोरंटो. आ गए हम लोग. यो गाइस अगर तुम ये वॉच पार्टी एंजॉय कर रहे हो तो मेक श्योर टू पार्टिसिपेट इन चैट एंड सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल एज वेल. ओ नैट्स ने, हाँ, मैंने साला नैट्स के वजह से तो टीम लिक्विड डाला, टीम लिक्विड है ही नहीं। नैट्स ही नहीं है। नैट्स हैज वीज़ा इश्यूज, तो वो नहीं खेल पाएगा लगता। अरे यार बहुत जल्दी आ गया। लेट्स सी इन लोगों की क्या गेसेस है। अच्छा तुम लोगों को ऑडियो अच्छी आ रही हो? और तुम लोगों को ऑडियो अच्छी आ रही हो? आई न्यू इट, बट आई विल बी नॉट, मैं बायस नहीं हूँगा बस। ओ इट कैन बी एम आई बी आर वर्सेस सेन, एम आई बी आर वर्सेस सेन। ओ माई गॉड, आसपास वर्सेस सेकंड। ओ मैं भूल गया, ऊपर नीचे नहीं होता सामने से। यो हेलो मेजेस्टी, हेलो वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। आई होप तुम्हें यूआई अच्छा लगा, मैंने चैट ऐड किया है बॉक्स में, तो आई होप। हेलो मेजेस्टी, हेलो, थैंक यू, थैंक्स फॉर जॉइनिंग द स्ट्रीम डब्ल्यू, थैंक यू। दिस इज माई कम बैक कह रहा, मैं कम बैक कर रहा हूँ अब। आई एम बैक फ्रॉम द डेप्थ्स ऑफ हेल एंड आई एम रेडी टू ग्राइंड। तो वैलो स्ट्रीम करो सर, वॉच पार्टी से कम बैक। अरे मतलब वॉच पार्टी इज लाइक स्टार्टिंग वाला है पॉइंट। कल होगी स्ट्रीम होगी, क्योंकि कल से इनका मैच 9 बजे है डायरेक्ट, और 12:30 रात को 12:30 का इनका मैच है, तो शायद से वो स्ट्रीम ना हो तो मैं शायद से वैलोरेंट खेलूँ। मैं पी आर एक्स और एच टी के लिए एक्साइटेड था, खाली टी एच के लिए, बाकी किसी के लिए नहीं। लाइक देख लेंगे हाईलाइट्स में क्या होता है। बिकॉज टीम लिक्विड में पता क्या है, टीम लिक्विड में इशू ये है कि नेट्स नहीं है, नेट्स को वीज़ा इशूज है, इसलिए नेट्स नहीं है, तो उसकी जगह कोई और सब इन कर रहा है उसके रोल के लिए। सो वी हैव, सो करेंटली वी हैव अ नेट्स लेस लिक्विड। और मैंने पता है क्यों मैंने लिक्विड को पिकम्स में इसलिए डाला, बिकॉज मुझे क्या नेट्स आएगा, नेट्स होगा टीम में तो इट विल बी इजी। एम आई बी आर सेन, उधर है टी एच और पी आर एक्स। नहीं नैट्स नहीं है, नैट्स को वीज़ा इश्यूज आ रहे हैं टोरंटो में, तो उसकी जगह कोई और सब इन कर रहा है आज। मुझे खुद को टेंशन स्ट्रेस आ गया वो देख के, हम लाइक व्हाट, नैट्स नहीं है। नैट्स इज लाइक लिक्विड का बेस्ट प्लेयर है नैट्स, डिस्पाइट ऑफ पैथाटेक वो सब है, बट आई स्टिल दैट वुड बी। हाँ टेहोनर्फ। बहुत ज़्यादा डेडेट है वो, अनप्लेबल। वॉच पार्टी की आवाज़ नहीं आ रही, वॉट आवाज़ नहीं आ रही मतलब गेम ऑडियो। वॉच पार्टी की आवाज़, एक सेकंड फिक्स करता हूँ, 1 सेकंड, लेट मी फिक्स। ओह माय बैड. अब आ रही है? एक सेकंड I'm figuring out. भाई मेरे लिए OBS को छोड़ के स्ट्रीम लैब्स पे स्ट्रीम करने से टोटली डिफरेंट एली राइट नाउ. अब आ रही है? अब आ रही है. प्रॉपर्टीज हेडफोन्स मैं कर रहा हूँ 1 मिनट. डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो चालू करो. डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो चालू ही है भाई. एक सेकेंड. आई विफ्ट. एक सेकेंड. स्पीकर हेडफोन्स दिस इज मुसीबत मेरे लिए. भी फिगर आउट कर रहा हूँ. रुको. एक मिनट गाइस, मैं 2 मिनट के लिए आया. एक मिनट.
On the gear icon next to your microphone and then go up to filters and then just click on edit filters. Once you're on this screen, you're just going to click on add filters, and the first filter is that if you're screaming or something along
a lot of MVP contenders, I feel like, in this tournament, and I think some of them will be playing in our first matchup. Team Heretics taking on a Paper X. Both teams have finally made it back to the global stage, and it feels like it's back to normal, right? We had one of them where they won there.
Yeah, it feels normal now that they're here, but it's kind of
sorry,
not
मेरे Steam
normal
Labs एक
how
completely
Heretics
नया
fought because they
system
were
है, I
looking
don't
so
know, but
dominant
yeah, we
during
are
stage
learning,
one. I
we are
think
learning.
they only dropped even
मैंने
maps
YouTube
in
पे
weeks
short
1
guide
and 2,
देख लिया,
then
so
go
I
on a
will be
basically
able to do
flawless
stuff.
run up until
I hope तुम लोगों को
Fnatic.
पसंद
The
आए.
fact
Sorry
that
for
they
the
are not the
obstruction.
number
मैं
one
पहली
out
बार
of the
थोड़ा
NBA
Steam
is
Labs
a
से
big surprise.
Yeah, and it looks like
Audience
at
में
one
OBS
point
पे
that
कर रहा था stream.
Heretics, Paper X even, weren't even going to make playoffs.
Yeah.
How the heck did they make it all the way here?
It was crazy. I mean, they added Patman, lost one one match and then just have won everything minus the grand finals. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, it's the track by track. Are you on the train? I have to mention it. The Paper X train?
I'm a big believer in the improvement they've made. Like, it is so clear how far they've gone. When you go back and watch like early VODs of sort of like how they played the macro of their map, I think they're masking a lot of their strats in pre-rounds very effectively. They're just playing
I hope तुम लोगों को
better
mic
team
audio
Valorant
अच्छे से आ रही है.
towards the end
So
of the
yeah,
stage.
it's
And I
sorted,
think
I
that
think.
factor in
हो
their
गया almost.
improvement is why they were able to make it all the way here.
I am so on the train. I think I've been on the train since 2021.
Guys,
At
16
least
minutes
it's
उसके बाद
taken-
the match, the
literally
first match of
OG
Francis
paper
Toronto
power
will
over
start.
here. Paper X, of
Stream
course,
मैं
will
कल
be a
करूँगा
scary
because अब
opponent,
9
but this
बजे
is
है. Next
actually
stream is
the
like 9
matchup that
बजे.
Benji Fishy and Neil
रात की.
Zinio wanted.
guess
So take a look at this clip
शाम
from
को
the
stream
spike
और
drop a
रात
few
को
weeks
watch
ago.
party.
For me, the main one I would love to play against is Paper X.
Oh.
Paper X, but I mean they haven't qualified yet as we
ये
record
video
this,
live
but
है. पहले
that
नहीं हो
is
रहा
a
था.
team I would love to
Let
play
me- I will be
against
back.
just
I will be
because
back
Clout
soon.
as well.
throwback.
Very high
Oh, Chad, I'm
opinion
back
of this
to the
team.
rookie
Yes,
days,
they
I
lost
think.
in that final Fnatic. I think Fnatic is a fantastic team as well. And for my money, I think they're the best second seed coming
Okay, so I
into
request
this Swiss stage.
सबसे
I completely agree with you.
grab
Looking
your
at their map
coffee,
or Mel,
grab
they will
your
have
खाना
Sunset
वाना
coming
जो भी
back
तुम
into this,
खाते
and
हो, पीते
they were
हो,
one of the teams that
चाय मत
just
पियो.
spammed this map when it was
चाय
in the
is
pool
really
before.
really bad.
They are one of the,
So,
they have the
कुछ
most
उठा
value
दो
from this
मतलब जो
patch, I
तुम्हें
think,
अच्छा
like
लगे.
by far. Not only is there like permaban, like their worst map, really
Milkshakes,
factors getting taken out,
smoothie,
but the fact that like
वगैरह,
Nateo isn't here
वगैरह.
either, and on these maps they're already playing Nateo, it's like kind of like a perfect, I don't want to jinx them,
And
but
if
it's a
you
perfect
wanna join
situation for
on
them really
Discord,
to
we
finally
can
get
do
a
that
win.
also.
Yeah, and honestly, like one of the things that I'm looking at in Heretic's game plan for teams to break down is their attack, because I think this team is so good when they're
मेरा
running
Discord
their
खोलने दो.
XX with Miniboo.
The thing
in the
is
front,
कि
and
जब
teams
मैं
that, if you watch their
Streamlabs
games in
खोला
the playoffs,
game
like
capture
Team
try
Liquid that
किया,
play a
I'm
lot
like
like
हो
solo
गया,
side
I'm like
anchors.
वो.
Heretics are going to run over
तुम
those
कह
teams,
सकते हो मेरे को
teams
almost
that have
jump
to
scare मिला हो.
play together,
Like
play
ये
for a
कैसे
retake
हो
like
गया?
they ran into against Fnatic. I think Fnatic came in with a very strong game plan that was able to beat
How did
Heretics,
this
and
happen?
that's the
मेरा वो
adaptation I need to see them
reaction.
be able to
I'm like,
overcome soon.
I also think they might fuel them a little bit, right? We
100%.
even, if you guys watch some of the vlogs Heretics put out, Neil Zinio has some really, really strong words to say to his boys after that grand final loss. In fact, he said, "This is the first time I've been disappointed in you guys. We just shut down. It was just losers mentality. You can't turn up to a grand finals like that. But Mel, this is where you learn the most, when you do
Absolutely.
lose like that.
I mean, would you rather take second at the regional, or would you rather take second on this stage, right? You could absolutely see this as a learning moment to go forward. And honestly, it's rare we hear snippets like this so harsh, and it's because it's coming from a place of absolute care, and they just want to win. Like, they've got second so many times, and I love hearing that. Honestly, I know it's really harsh for us as a viewer to see, but I love it.
Especially in a year that has so many ups and downs, right? Kickoff completely flubbed out of that one to then have such a big run. Like, you have to be able to reset so quickly in a game like Valorant, where you're playing a different tournament every month, it seems like.
And Chrissy, you mentioned Miniboo a little bit earlier. Just how pivotal do you think Miniboo is to this team?
Completely key to this team, especially on their attacking side. I am such a fan of the maps where he is running the Neon. His just entry pathing into a site is excellent, and if teams aren't finding ways to get away from his stuns, he is just going to blow up your sites completely. Those execs are elite.
I think it's one thing to have an insane Neon. You can game plan all you want. You can say, all right, the Neon's going to play here, let's push him off this way. But at the end of the day, you have to hit your shot on a sliding Neon while you're stunned. And I feel like Team Heretics also does a great job of target confirming, both in using their util, like a Sova Drill or a Dart, or by him jump peeking and then stunning off the jump peek. It's so strong, and it feels almost impossible to play against.
I like that they have their own identity too, right, Mel? You know, you mentioned it. They were already moving off to the Tejo at playoffs in the EMEA.
It feels like they played into their comfort, and it also played perfectly into the upcoming patch. It was like a future-proofing in a sense for their team comp.
Yeah, and honestly, I think in terms of future-proofing, it's got to be looking at Miniboo, because I think that when this team has Miniboo performing well, Heretics are riding highs, but he'll go through slumps where the team is also going to struggle. This tournament has to be a high for him if they want to do damage.
Yeah, and they have to learn from, you know, some of the emotions we heard them talk about as well, because I think that's when it kills them a little bit, when they get a little bit too emotional. Yeah, but we don't have Miniboo right now, but we do have his older brother, Boo. Let's hear what he has to say to Genli ahead of today's opening match.
Hello everyone, Jen Lee here with Boo. Now Boo, I know you guys have been waiting for this matchup, so how excited?
I'm very excited to play against PaperX again, because last time, you know, we lost, but this time it's going to be different.
Right, so when it comes to the rematch today and the mindset you guys are having heading into today, where are you this time versus the last time you faced PaperX?
I think the main difference is we are more experienced now, more mature, but the mindset doesn't change. We still take it game by game, and today we came here to slow down the train.
PaperX train. All right, good luck today, and hope you slow down the train. Choo-choo!
Well, not many teams have been able to do that so far. Maybe Heretics could be the one, but let's talk about this train, Mel. Let's get the people caught up, those that haven't been watching Pacific. What's been going on with PaperX? What is this whole train thing?
I mean, PaperX, as you were saying earlier, we're on the cusp of not even making playoffs. They make the roster change and benching Mindfreak and adding Patman, and they've lost one game, and then they went flawless until grand finals. It's been insane.
Yeah.
Track by track.
Track by track, yeah. I think Sliggy is there, you know, waving the flag, tooting the horn. But honestly, like, I think that this team made a lot of very considerable improvements. They've also talked about, like, how they've been working with Mini to, you know, shore up the defensive side. He's done a lot of work with their team, and I think it's very clear in the fundamentals of how this team plays, right? Like, I think early on in the year, they were playing hyper individualistic. Oftentimes on the weak side of the map, they're taking solo forward lines, taking fights they probably shouldn't be taking, but they have started playing much better around each other, comboing off their util, retaking together, and that has showed in their game plan.
What you're saying this is if they lose, we can blame Mini.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
It's 100% Mini's fault if they lose. But that's a big if, because looking at the map pool, there are some places that they like to go that are traditional weaknesses for Team Heretics as well. So the map pool is going to be very, very interesting. But let's talk about Patman real quick. Talk me through, you know, his agent pool. Who is he? What do you think of him?
Honestly, I think that Patman really fixes a lot of the agent comps that PRX try to run, because he is pretty much just a dedicated initiator player that can play the flashes, can play scout, could play the Viper on some certain maps, but what it allows for the rest of the team, his flexibility, is it means that something is not going to have to be playing the initiator role. Something can be on the Yor or the like he can be opping, and that works so
But
well
the
for PRX.
Brimstone, though.
Yeah, look, he can play as Brimstone on Fracture. I'll give that to him. Every other map, I want to see the Yoru.
It's funny you say that because he does bring that like finally some level of a consistency in terms of role, and still throughout all that, Forsaken is still playing like 8 different agents every split. It is mind-boggling. He still finds a way to flex to everything.
I am so happy you mentioned him because it's been a while since we've seen Forsaken as well. He's back somehow, like you said, with an even bigger agent pool, even more flexibility. And speaking of Forsaken, he managed to check in with Jen Lee a little bit earlier.
Hello everyone, Jen Lee here with Forsaken. Now Forsaken, welcome to Masters. Team Heretics though, they're very, very excited to face you guys. They want their revenge and we're expecting a lot of firepower from both teams as well. So what is the formula against Team Heretics today?
I mean, I'm really excited to meet them as well. I think it's gonna be a banger match, and since like they made a grand final a couple of times, we knew that they're really tough opponents. But the last time we met them, we win, so I believe that we can win again this time. And the formula, I think we just have to be confident, and I also believe whoever win this match, I think will go far in this event. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an important match.
yeah, it's important match, really, really important.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
I mean, long-term Forsaken enjoyers and viewers might be surprised by that answer because he's traditionally pretty used to downplaying his team at global events. There was one time where he was like, I would rate us 5 out of 10. It was like 3 out of 10 at one point as well. So is this a good thing, Mel, that he seems way more confident coming into this compared to previous times?
I honestly, and you know, clock me if I'm being parasocial here, but I mean, I don't know why I said that, but I feel like a part of this is because I feel like he's really growing into a true leadership role on the team. Like, I know we talked about before, PaperX, who's IGLing here, right? Like, what's going on? And we've always been like, it's this guy, this guy, this guy, but I heard from Minnie's stream that he's also been trying to kind of morph and mold him into an IGL, like dedicated for the team. And I think that really shows even in like interviews like that, just how he holds himself, the poise he has, how he lifts up his team instead of underrating. When you're an IGL, you really kind of need that delusional confidence. And I'm not going to go as far to say that he is straight up IGLing for the team, but we can see like kind of moments like that kind of give us a little bit of insight of what's going on in the team.
I also just, I personally like to see the confidence after not getting to see him in the team earlier on in the year, right? Like, especially because Bangkok was a tournament where it felt like everyone was starting to play like a lot more of the double duelist ideas. Like T1 was like, but PRX aren't here to be able to do it. Forsaken
this is
isn't
so
here
silly, by
to
the
be
way.
able to do it.
Look at his graphics.
yeah.
This is just silly.
Like,
But that's the thing, like, you can run double duelist with Forsaken or without him. Like, he can play everything.
It's just the silliest thing. But I mean, we talked about how Heretics have a trophy that eluded them, but they've only really been good, you know, at the global stage for a year and a half. But PaperX have been here since 2021, and there's still no trophy on the global stage.
Yeah, have gotten close a few times.
Yeah.
Never fully pulled it together, and now not even coming in as like the favorite of the event, right? So for them to go on a run, it would be a continuation of what they built in stage 1 regionally, right? Where they were the team that was discounted early on, then they start building up, the train starts moving, but there's so much more left to do to go that full distance to finally get that trophy.
Is it time? You know, is this their tournament, Mel? Is there something in the air for PaperX?
I feel like you're influencing me. I can honestly starting to feel the hype build. Like at first I had like basic economy tickets on the train, but like maybe if you can get me into first
The
class,
upgrade.
you're
We'll give you an
getting
upgrade.
me this upgrade. Like I'm
Yeah.
starting to believe myself.
I'll check for the upgrades for sure. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask
Oh,
you. So
wow.
I know what you're gonna say. That's why.
Well, no,
didn't
I was
ask
saying I was going to hang out by the tracks and, you know, a few games down the road, if it looks good, I'm jumping in.
Hopping on.
Denied, access denied. But we are moments away from walkouts, and our first 2 teams are ready to take the stage. So to everyone here currently in the arena, head down to the fan zone for a very big welcome. But here on the desk for us, it's time for the results. Did you just wave?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
go
just
on,
saying
do your
hi.
wave. I want to wave as well. I feel left out. Yeah, shout out to the fans. They're waving back at us.
You have to
But
believe us,
this
they are waving
is,
back. You
the
have to.
result for our MasterCard fan poll. Earlier, we asked you which region was going to take home the Masters Toronto trophy, and the results are in. I cannot believe only 3.2% for CN. Do people believe just EDG that much, and they think that EDG are not here, then their hopes are gone?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would say so.
It's all on EDG. Yeah.
That's
But
surprising.
also, I don't know. Like, I was able to talk to Rarga yesterday, and he told me that he was the worst duelist in the tournament. So I'm like, he's not even believing in himself. What's going on?
Oh my goodness.
Wait,
Okay, don't
how does that
don't
one
tell
quote
me
go?
that.
Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak.
I'm writing this
Sun
down
Tzu.
now. I'm writing this down.
I learned that from Sentinel's John QT.
Oh, that was a wait. There is one quote I know from John QT. I don't think I'm
Yeah?
allowed to say it.
Okay.
But you know the one.
Sorry,
You
chat.
know
Sorry,
the one.
I was
You know
AFK.
the one.
Yes, yes.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But
I don't think that one's in the Art of War.
Yeah, I don't think that one is as good as the one that Mel just said. But looking at the talent predictions here, I cannot believe only Uber Advanced went for Team Liquid.
They don't
This
have
is
Nats.
insane.
What do you mean? They don't have Nats?
भाई
Yinzu,
तो
This is
main player ही नहीं
outrageous.
है.
I have a bone to pick with you.
Yeah, hit me.
You have Team Heretics winning.
Yeah, I do have Team
Next
Heretics
game,
winning.
and you're trying to convince me to pick Paper
Well,
Rex. And look
Paper-
at me, I got Paper Rex here.
This is the
Wait.
thing. Paper Rex are winning the tournament, but they're gonna have to, you know, find themselves early on. They can't do it
The hero's
flawlessly.
journey.
This is
Not
like
a
some
good
Simone
storyline.
Biles mental gymnastics. I
Yeah.
do not know what you are saying.
They're gonna lose that opening game and they're gonna learn so much from it, come back stronger, and deliver us a crazy lower bracket run, you know?
Uh-huh.
Is that not what we want though? We want the drama, we want some stories. We don't just want a flawless run. That's boring.
I don't know. I would take a flawless. You would take a flawless.
Would I?
No?
Wait, but
I always root for the 3 maps.
I
Every single
still
event.
think the elephant in the room on that graphic is the fact that only 2 people chose Liquid. I know Nat is not here, but we don't believe in Penny? You don't believe in
I would have not go that far. I
Take
did not
that
say
back.
that.
What's up?
No, we believe in Penny.
Why
huge
did you
Penny
say
fan.
Billy Billy?
Penny is undefeated in Tier 1 Valorant this year.
Yeah, so then why did you
True.
say Billy Billy if you
Technically.
believe in Penny so much?
Because he's not Nats. He's an emergency
Wait,
sub.
he's not Nats.
Okay, we'll see.
He's
we'll
not
see, we'll
Nats.
see.
Nats is just
argue
the
with that.
goat.
I mean, we unfortunately do not have the script, you know? We just guess. We just guess. But this is where the road to redemption begins. We have 2 matches laced with a lot of emotions and unfinished business. Today, we bring you Team Heretics versus Paper X. Billy Billy taking on Team Liquid. It's time to kick off day 1 of Masters Toronto.
Yes. मैं पता नहीं क्यों आया था.
In an instant, the moment collapses. Every choice, now a memory. Every decision, now questioned. But opportunity rises again. The moment is in your hands. Squeeze the trigger.
Ready, set, go.
I'm gonna get copyright, but I don't because it फर्क नहीं पड़ता तुम लोगों के लिए. So guys, if you are enjoying the stream, then make sure to like, share the stream. ये क्या हो रहा है भाई? It's
Ready, set, go.
Masters VCT Masters Toronto watch party. कमबैक ऐसा किया मैंने कि वॉच पार्टी से ही कमबैक हो रहा है मेरे
To
साथ.
lock in a game win
कल है स्ट्रीम है. कल
you have
शाम
to
को
lose
stream
track
है.
of everything. You just focus on yourself.
I think I'm gonna get a hell of copyrights for this.
Being comfortable in chaotic situations. That's flow state.
By the way, welcome Grace, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming.
you're completely focused for that whole time.
I hope आप बैठो थोड़े
Then
टाइम के लिए अपने दोस्तों के
you're
साथ
out of
स्ट्रीम
it.
शेयर करो, चैनल शेयर करो बड़ा भाई. We are aiming for 500 subs.
When
We
the
are aiming
lights
for
go
500 subs today.
the game moves in slow motion.
Let's see 500 पे monetization खुल जाएगा तो पैसे आएंगे तो. Membership
You see the bigger picture always.
I'm not bad.
You're not overthinking, you're not second guessing.
If I had a greater setup मैं बहुत कुछ कर रहा होता अभी gaming में.
You're just doing.
To make sure to, you know,
You can't think about anything else but executing your play. I think about that a lot. It always replays in my head.
Has to do it all. No one in hell.
That's a second.
Sometimes it's less so about focusing on yourself.
तो I request जो लोग stream पे है
more on your teammates.
Do you know चाय भाई कुछ भी लेना है ले लो जो
I'll
तुम्हें
do
अच्छा लगता
whatever
है
it
पीने
takes.
में except for you know Sunday.
be
I
the
know
best league
Saturday
of all
but
time.
don't go into the flow. ठीक है
Even
पानी
when
पी
you
लो
fall
भाई
apart, you still have
पानी
your
पी लो
teammate.
अपने डिनर लेके बैठ जाओ and let's enjoy VCT. मेरा डिनर बन रहा है अभी मैं मिल रहा हूँ.
It's not easy for me to be thrown off balance.
I want to get my revenge.
This time we're not gonna fall short.
太阳升起，把昨天忘记。
Where is John Cutie?
一路登顶，点在顶峰。
Where is
I think it's just about the feeling.
Sen किधर है?
It's like one mind together as a team.
Sen. हाँ ये रही.
Reflection. Redemption.
नया एजेंट भी आ गया. नया एजेंट नया मैप रिवील होगा एंड में.
Toronto, let me hear you! 12 teams from across the globe have been battling relentlessly through Split
Now I'm
1
gonna shut
to
up and
get
watch.
to this moment right here on this stage in Toronto, where their biggest challenge is about to start. Which team will rise up to the occasion to become the next Masters? Well, we're about to find out. Toronto, let's get this started! The Thursday Masters, Vamos Magna! Team Heretics versus PRX.
But Alex is there, so we're gonna see table smashing.
This is a rematch for the ages to kick us off at Masters Toronto. But a lot has changed since the last time they met.
It absolutely has, but the hype has
Rematch
stayed the
from
same
champs, I
too.
guess.
I'm
We
getting
don't champs
chills
में है,
when they're
एक दूसरे
walking
के
out onto stage. We got the Sunnies all ready to go. Both teams fully locked in and ready to go for this first map.
Shout out to Van Silly as well. Shout out to our man Van Silly. But speaking of the things that have changed, Sunset is in play. But what we see, Amel, is that a risk, you think, to pick Sunset?
To pick Sunset, you
Veto
must have been a
time.
phenomenal team on Sunset to
Pearl,
pick it
Icebox,
off the
Lotus.
Yeah, well,
first tournament.
Heretics have decided
But the
to,
Fracture
to
is
go
out
to
of
Lotus
competitive
instead of
queue.
Sunset. I think that's a
जो maps
mistake.
competitive queue में
It's
वो
hard
maps
to know, right,
VCT
without real tape on this
Yeah.
Sunset map, whether or not we're going to be rocking a lot. But what I'm interested in is Pearl Icebox, because, I mean, you know better than anyone, but, like, Pearl is historically the worst map in the EMEA pool,
Okay.
and Icebox is historically the best.
Here is a stat. Do you two want to guess how many times the 3 EMEA teams in this tournament played Pearl during stage 1 of EMEA? So Fnatic, Heretics, and Liquid, how many times did they play Pearl combined?
I'm going to say 3.
I'm going to say
one. They played it one time, and it was Team Heretics.
Oh.
So this is not an EMEA map. If anything, like you said, we are terrible on it. So PaperX clearly have done their homework. Mel, we won't have the Sunset. Does this favor anyone, you think? Now you know the maps?
It honestly, it really depends. I think it could go, like, both of them are going to take the map picks, and then it's going to go to a third map for sure.
Yeah, honestly, for me, I'm just curious to see what we're playing in terms of agents, right? Because neither team was super aboard the Teho train.
Yeah.
But on this map of Pearl,
Teho is nerfed. I don't think so कोई Teho pick करेगा. अगर वो Teho pick करते तो उनके पास
to say the least on this map, but play very differently to a lot of other ideas. Phoenix so good for both A main control and fighting around that mid space.
I'm really interested to see how Team Heretics really deal with teams running a double duelist comp against them as well, not just on Pearl, but overall, because normally they don't really run into double duelist in EMEA besides Haven. That is when everyone's running the Yoru and the ISO. However, PaperX kind of has an advantage because, I mean, we all have seen the APAC comps. They are crazy. They've seen everything. They've seen it all. They've scrimmed it all. So I'm really interested to see. I think PaperX does have an advantage in dealing with double duelist comps against them. So I'm really excited to see how this turns out.
And also, I think in dealing with Miniboo's Neon as well, because there's a lot of Neon that we see over in Pacific too.
Right. We might see, like, I mean, maybe Neon slides don't work as well against PaperX. The mechanics, the APAC mechanics are just going to come through.
I mean, the one time they did run this Pearl against Na'Vi, they won. We had the Miniboo on Yoru and Vut on Jet, which is something they have leaned into. They like this kind of duo, but I actually wouldn't hate it that much if Miniboo doesn't play Yoru. It wouldn't bother me. Yeah, because he'll probably play Neon, and no one's gonna have a go at his Neon.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and like when we started seeing a lot more Neon getting played on Pearl earlier in the year, I was a big fan of it. Like the execs you can run. Yoru usually plays a lot slower, you know, it's more macro, TP, all that type of stuff.
Oh
but
my
Neon can
god.
overwhelm sites, and that is what Heretics are so
good
at.
And I do want to shout out because I can see on my monitor, I'm sure you guys will see in a second, Mind Freak is here. He did travel with PaperX, and he is sitting in the coach booth next to Alex. So maybe that's a bit of a buff as well, a cheeky bit of assistant coach power.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what he feels his role is in the assistant coach. Is it just keeping him calm? Is it keeping Alex calm? Or is it more just like he's like bad cop, good cop? I wonder what the vibe is there. Every time I've seen Mind Freak in the coach booth, he's always been smiling though.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased from the clips I've seen, but he always seems to bring a good vibe. So I'm leaning more towards good cop, bad cop vibe.
I just think it's great that for so many years we've seen the Freak, and now we get to see the Mind.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Do you know what? I'm really mad when other people are funnier than me. That makes me so mad.
No, you already won the day with the intro with the 18 titles, so I'm trying to catch up.
No, but I think you beat me there. I think you beat me there. But the agents will definitely be very, very interesting because we all seem to be very convinced that we might not even see a single Teho. You know, we won't see it. But you know, we don't always know. We don't always know. How would you be mad at all if we saw a Teho on Pearl out the gate?
I would have a heart attack, I'm not gonna lie. That would take me so off guard for either of these teams that didn't really commit to Teho. And is this what I think it is?
Yes, we are having live agent select right now. You're seeing the players pick their agent in real time, and this Harbor really, really makes me worried.
Yeah, so importantly, PaperX look like they've all locked in. Heretics are not locked in. Don't freak out just yet. They're all hovering, and maybe going back to some more normal things. But I think to talk about PaperX for a moment, this does deviate from what they've been playing a little bit. I do think they have a recent game playing this comp though, with the Yoru Raze double dive options, which I do think can be very powerful.
I'm really curious to see how that plays out on defense. Obviously, they're going to be starting attack, so we'll take a while to get to that point. But that is really interesting. I could see the Raze being really annoying in terms of disrupting like Sentinel setups, getting that nade or the satchel to break it, so then it allows your other duelists to go in an entry afterwards.
Yeah, and it's not just anyone's Raze. It's the Ching
the classic.
That is the Tekker's Raze. But on the other side of this, Vut playing Breach is not something we see a lot. In fact, only 4 or 5 times in the past. But he has to kind of flex here because Rian's fade is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, the Rian's fade, you can't give up on that for sure, but I'm curious to see how this Breach plays alongside with the nerfs, right? How it can combo those stuns with stuff like the Yoru.
Well, we have 18 titles here on the desk. I'm sure we're going to be adding a couple more as I throw this over Toronto to your casters, Uber and Wyatt.
That was not me, chat. That was the sound effect.
Thank you very much, Yinsu. Great to be here in the 6 to kick off this Masters Toronto in the best way possible. It's 2 teams that take these tournaments at breakneck speed, but Wyatt, they've been cursed to stumble at the last hurdle in the past.
So many second place, third place finishes for these squads respectively. The tournament is going to begin here. They've met before in a group stage. That was a long time ago.
Gap itna gaya hua hai na Toronto ka, because the thing is
on the
कि
global
ना
stage
मुझे
since then.
12:30
It's
की
time for
स्ट्रीम के लिए
redemption to
मेरे
see
को
if the
लगता नहीं
train
है
is going to
मेरे
keep
को
on rolling.
So that's pretty
Here we go,
unreal.
folks. Into the pistol. Heretics start on defense. Well, already we've got this play up through connector here. It'll leave me the Prowler that tries to get him in. Wood on the
default
breach this
smoke.
time around. A fault line comes out at a decent time.
Could be in a bit of trouble.
Oh, Jing is on rails.
Oh, it's going to be a
Jing
pivot
वापस
towards the
rails
spawn.
पे
The
आ गया
minimap is bizarre right now. Triple
They're
push
push
from
spawn.
Team Heretics all the way through.
Benji Fishy
Creeping
अकेला है
into the
साइड पे
spawn of the attackers.
It's going to defeat a lot of this KJ util placed in A main. PRX here able to push out
I think मेरे को
from
chat
link.
थोड़ा adjust करना
There's
पड़ेगा
just no way
पहले
they're
round खत्म
going to
होने के बाद
expect this
chat
retake to be
adjust
coming from all of these angles. Benji Fishy biding his time right now, allowing the rest of the players to get in position.
They have to know they're on a clock though. Look at the lurk coming here from Boo.
Oh, they're pushing. हाँ उनको info आया होगा
want to push through.
they're
Flash in the direction. X Flowers doesn't see
they're
anything.
taking map control.
Briefly pinged out on the side. That haunt does give a lot of information now. PRX want to push ahead of this way, but look, going the grab well here. Device got to sit.
Time.
And then Wood going to take first contact with Device tucked in the corner. It's a 2 for 2. Forsaken buys this time. Opts to double back. There's no plant yet.
No, they've got enough time though. They want to try to pivot to B, but these 1v1s being taken or awkward. Forsaken lovely trade. Brings it to the 2 versus 2. And in the meantime, Patman had been making his way over towards this B site. It's going to be awkward for Team Heretics on this reclear. There's so many positions that these last 2 players could be tucked into, but they opt for the double halls, play together.
Of course, Patman dubs as the handler for this PRX team. He's a tight leash on them. And deals with Miniboo as he tries to approach from B long. It's on Boo. Now they know he's here. The Horde reveals his location. And the IGL now needs to make a play for Halls. He knows what the setup is, but he has to face it.
Close.
And Patman deals with him as PRX with the pistol.
That is the steady hands of the man who has just been a consistent element since joining this PRX team. Comes up in the first pistol round for his global debut. Pivotal 2K for Patman, wins that duel towards long. What a bizarre pistol to start off this game. The map being entirely flipped by both sides. PRX making that nice pivot with those 30 seconds or so remaining, getting over to get that plant on B.
The double back on A when Benji got taken low. But PRX have a clear call to hit that B side now.
Streams पे वो यहाँ पे
See what they
रहेगा
got for this anti-eco. It's a group up towards that B side. Note that the shear wall's been placed behind them.
This is looking just absolutely free for PRX here. Team Heretics opt to go for this gamble stack towards the A site. They're not going to find a thing, and at that they've got all classics. But of course, when you're running this Euro, you are going to always be prioritizing just farming up those orbs. The dimensional drift has just been one of the highest power ultimates in the meta this year.
Razorvine deployed in Halls. This is tough for
Life of a
Benji, and
Sentinel
Jing
main
explodes.
guys यही होता है जब तुम
It's an easy
Sentinel
judge
खेलते
pick
हो
up. And now for the rest of Team
US
Heretics.
budget जितना util आता है तो
They're going to have to likely perish to the spike. Sorry, Sliggy, no mollies here, mate.
Feels like running Raze on this map is unorthodox, doesn't do justice to the agent being played here. It is so uncommon.
I think they're
and that kind of play, that double satchel
deciding
back
to
in the
dive
holes,
to
we're
the
going to be
spike.
seeing a lot of that from Jing.
West
Taking
होता है
opening
around.
engagements, being set up to try and get in really deep with these satchels on attack. Divide with this Ghost, hoping to just pick off a couple players right now.
On a second guess, fault line. They're trying to catch him out. Some old orbs on the table here, though, for PRX. If Heretics get a little bit too close, Oriens will have his.
They got
And the rest of PRX have already gotten out of dodge. And that'll be that. 4 perish to the spike for Heretics. But now, we're well and truly on the road. And this is a comp from PRX that we've seen a pick up very recently to good success. We're kind of figuring out on the fly exactly how they're going to make best use of this Raze mobility.
I mean, after watching months of Teo on this map, both teams have come out with very unique approaches. If these guys tried to do any prep for each other, that is out the window entirely.
Sentinel में इन्होंने
This is going to be who can call best on the fly, who can adapt the most, or are these just going to be 2 teams running it down on each other?
Look at the util set up for this A main fight. Miniboo fancies a little bit of it, but PRX is slower on the uptake. There's a smoke out on them, but they're going to try and follow this Raze util in. Miniboo has a swing. Something gets ahead of it. Rien's though able to follow up on the grab well, and that will take up this position of boxes. Oh, that's stunning stuff for Rien's. Just what the doctor ordered. Forsaken is out of the game, essentially. How do we break back in? We're on the breach.
In a situation like that, you're going to see this utility from the Team Heretics side be so powerful. Honestly remarkable that something is even able to get that first blood.
Like the watch party.
In the gravel, there's a
दोस्तों
stun
के साथ
being
शेयर
thrown
करना कि
onto
वो
him
लोग
as
भी
well.
आके लाइक करे सब्सक्राइब करे
PaperX opt to go for a pretty loose call here, just triple swinging through the smoke with multiple players there. They're lined up.
Nice.
Just doesn't work out.
Let's go. Nice move. Not the bonus I think the PRX were looking for. Heretics really taking control of that A main position, and PRX.
By the way, मैंने chat add किया है, तो I hope तुम लोगों को chat add करने
This is
का
PaperX economy on the line in their first buy round. A lot of emphasis
on stream chat
towards
देखे.
speed. It
I
looks like
guess
they just
तुम
want
लोगों
to go
को
for a
decision
very
होगा.
quick A split, or at least threaten that to open things up. Here comes that double satchel. In the push. He can't be getting that.
Oh, there's more where that came from, Wyatt. Devi's having to deal with Benji. And now you're trapped if you're Rien's in A main. He's only good for the one. Minibu needs to try and find a way into the game, but he's at risk of being crunched on here as Forsaken gets the spike down. Clock is ticking for Minibu, and eventually he'll be dug out of position. It's on Boo.
1v4.
Stuck here for Flowers, and there's not a whole lot to be done.
And that's exactly what you're going to expect from this PaperX team. Just mental double satchels in from Jing that you're never going to be prepared for. You're never scrimming against this. They are a one-of-one team, and Jing is a one-of-one raise.
Second chat.
Again, it's going to come down to these adaptations on the fly. Boo caught by something. PaperX in danger of being on an eco if they lost that round, but taking it in convincing fashion.
This is no way you're ready for this.
Yeah, no, I mean, having to make that adjustment. Look at him, he dodges the fall line as well. That movement is so smooth.
And again, we're seeing Heretics try and slow the game down with these nebulae, right? Smoke up and force PRX to flash through them.
कि मैं 2-3 चीजें हटा रहा हूँ because मुझे lag दिख रहा है
attempt to stall for
तो
Heretics
मैं
is
2-3
utterly
चीजें हटा
defeated.
रहा हूँ, you know.
The first round, this is the first round we're going to have an ultimate on the playing field. Rien's has already put up 6 kills, has gotten to that Nightfall relatively early, so perhaps that could be the critical element of Team Heretics winning this buy round that does just have Boo on a bucky.
That was just really a token effort for PRX to keep Benji interested here over towards Connected, because they pulled out after that Prowler was deployed over towards this B side.
There was a Prowler reclear just then from Rien's towards Art, and now opting to double up control A main with Minibu. PaperX though, they have just slowly pivoted over towards this B side. Here comes a full execute. So much utility for backhauls, but at the moment that Molly is going to keep Jing at bay. They know who has this bucky. They can just try to avoid him.
He clears the Razor Vine though, so there's an option for Boo to spring forth should he need to, but he's sat here with the bucky. It's an awkward line to be on. Patience for Boo. He's going to get shot up through the wall though. Benji can't hold mid, only finds his one. And now from Tower, Heretics have to make the play. God, that happened in light speed. PRX rack up another one. And this is two teams that are going to fight round after round to impose their will on each other. There's no backing down from here.
This PaperX team that has gone on the run to get here have maintain that lightning fast, exciting play, but it's just so much more regimented than when their stage 1 started, when they were going 0-3, when they looked down and out. That execution is fantastic, and I love that they are able to slow down the game, get into that little tight double peak jiggle to deal with the Bucky's backside. And even in that moment, something takes the fight, but he backs off. They have played safe, disciplined when they need to now. That's fully on display in a round like that, and it puts Team Heretics on an eco.
Heavy PRX pings towards backhole here. Looks like they're not going to waste too much time getting up on this B side. Once again, Jing disrespects the Razor Vine. Boo is absolutely not ready for that. He's wrapped around with the judge.
इसलिए तो इसको प्रो प्ले बोलते हैं हमारे तरह थोड़ी हम एंट्री पे जा रहे हैं हमारे ड्यूलिस्ट कहीं और जा रहा है देयर इज अ थिंग इसमें वही तो डिफरेंस है VCT मतलब प्रो प्ले में और नॉर्मल रैंक में कि लोगों को रैंक में कोऑर्डिनेशन करवाना बहुत हार्ड है पर ये तो VCT है लाइक प्रो प्ले
When you have Jing on your team, one of the
they know how
greatest
to,
raised
you know,
players in the history of this
compensate
game,
with each other and how to play with each other. इसलिए फर्क पड़ता है.
Plays around him. No one's running the race here, but they make it work.
इतनी अच्छी जज मेरी नहीं चलती.
Destructive when he's getting his pace into back halls.
How is Boo supposed to establish a foothold in halls against this Fade util, against the Vice, util that gets thrown down there?
It's too overwhelming. They can't anchor this site right now. They're going to have to pivot to try to play towards a retake, and especially out of this timeout, Rien's has still been holding on to that Nightfall. They're getting close to other great ultimates.
And so that should allow them to just safely pivot off the site, absorb that initial utility that PaperX are throwing, which has been a tsunami wave, and then come back in with those ultimates.
Valorant खेलने का तो मन तो मुझे भी करना है,
So much of what we've seen from
content is
PaperX in this
content.
game is really
मैं कल करने वाला हूँ stream वैसे भी.
average conditioning on a map
I'm
like
back
this.
on full time
You're not
right
playing
now,
against the
so
average Valorant team
I'm
if you're
good.
Heretics, and now you're really
मैं
knowing.
करूँगा अब stream पूरा.
4 ultimates have been developed on the PRX side though.
Watch parties
Including that
जैसे
showstopper
starting मतलब.
and that Steel Garden.
थोड़ा channel uplift.
So far it's been about a tease towards Art or Connector early in the round, and then wholesale PRX have pulled out towards that B side of the map. The one round where things went a little wrong for them was when they fight doggedly for that A main position, and Heretics have great util, right? A lot of that Astra util to slow up, to smoke up, and force PRX to take a risky flash out and get gunned down.
By the way, guys, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We are on road to 500.
To slow them down
So, yes.
in those engagements. PaperX have just been hitting a free site multiple rounds here.
लोगों को
Now this
मजा आ
round
रहा हो
7 is going to be
watch party में.
pivotal to the outcome of
बीच
this
बीच में मैं
first half.
commentary दूंगा, आपकी
4
पता नहीं
ultimates
क्यों,
available
but still
for
respect
PaperX. Team Heretics, the one, but close to a couple more with their economy on the line. Full investment.
Fault line off the rip. Jing here. Expecting almost a push into Plaza by Heretics. It doesn't come. And now they're going to start to clear into Connector. Wood has given up this space. Play a more passive line. He doesn't see them cross. Showstopper pop. Jing is headed on the guts. Oh, he's headed over towards Art. Surely he doesn't wrap on this player. Benji's about to get real busy, folks, and he dodged the rockets. However, Patman handles him. Once again, playing through these smokes, the boost slows the pace down. The shots have been good enough to make it something in Forsaken verse 3.
Sorry, 2v3, 2v3.
Just slowly flanking Nebula drops, but the ultimate is ripped by something. Going to get all the information on this side, clearing out Secret. Just letting Forsaken know that it's safe to pivot towards this back area. They want to flip the map right now. Stuns coming through. Something feels like he's in so much danger. Gate crashes out to main, and that's just going to separate these two PaperX players. It's going to come down to individuals. What's the cosmic divide even being used here?
4 second इतना versatile है ना यार. He plays every single role.
Oh, the timing for Forsaken.
He can play duelist, he can play initiator. कोई भी role उठा दो भाई, दे दो उसको, he will play.
Forsaken could be going.
बहुत सही initiator play करता है.
Two initiators up here for Heretics. Decent util for this retake, but the cosmic divide is a bit of an issue. Forsaken's going to anchor here behind this Nebula. Information, though, is kind of out of date about where Heretics could be coming from. Now, a bit more of an inkling. Forsaken, is he going to push this? Something handles it there from A-Main. If Forsaken does his job, that is a 5-round lead already amassed by PRX.
That was the perfect swing
बहुत
timing
easy
from something in main.
इतना कुछ है नहीं बीच में, बस तुम्हें अपने duelist को coordinate करवाना पड़ेगा.
Frankly, you could say the same for Team Heretics.
Breach ना अबिस पे लगा कॉम्पी में. Breach का चलता है अबिस पे. If you know, if तुम्हें उसका utility जाता है, then Breach बहुत सही चलेगा कॉम्पी में.
And you're just seeing Mini placed in this uncomfortable situation. Has to watch.
Breach on abyss is broken. तुम्हें use करना आना चाहिए. उसका ult हमेशा retake के लिए रखना हमेशा.
Both brothers on the Heretics side.
हमारी टीम को जब भी तुम्हारा ult है बोलो, we will retake.
Well, you've got A-Main control. Especially up against this half pipe.
I mean वो तो करवाना पड़ता है. Very जबरदस्ती वाले इस जगह.
Something beautiful.
Tumble पूरा पहला pickums गलत होने वाला है मुझे लगता है. Because I was not seeing Pacific League ना.
Double Marshall play available to you.
I think I'm going to change my
see what he can
pickums.
find. Jing has no time for it though, and Miniboo will get wrapped on. Oh no! Don't do it!
Oh my god!
This is a Masters. You can't do that.
You can't do that in the first half of the opening
This feels
game.
like competitive all over again.
Oh, buddy, that is cold.
Bechara,
The opener.
Oh come on, man! That is a devious move from something.
मेरे में क्या है? मेरे में Sentinel से MIBR है.
The Heretics are like.
The 6-round lead wasn't already enough. Here's this heavy util play that forced Boo out of that position. Buddy, right between the shoulder blades. And it's all smiles for PRX right now, Wyatt. Rifles back in the hands of Heretics, though. A focus over towards his Art and A-Main split potentially.
They want to act fast. Here comes that Nightfall, clears out sight. A-Main, not going to ping onto anybody.
The Lambot triggered on Art.
Team Heretics is going to try to fight this. You could have many, we try to pop flash out when Paper X get onto the site. Steel Garden going to be ripped, going to connect onto everyone.
Yeah, okay, we're going to have that one in play. Devi is going to make it very hard for Heretics to defend this properly. They're going to have to give it up potentially, but they're anchored in. Miniboo sees a bit off that dimensional drift, but PRX have actually syncopated the tempo here, and there's a drift over to B from the defenders.
This feels like a new Paper X round right now. Again, just slowing it down. They tap the plant. They want to bait this utility out.
It's about to get messy, folks. Strap in. There's the ping. The Horde sees 2. Jing with the spray. Boo is down in dugout. Something tries to emerge behind the flash, and Wood is caught with utility's hand. There is something. Closes the account.
मेरा pickums खत्म है.
PRX show us another side to the coin.
भाई TH pick किया है मैंने 2-0 पे
जाके. Roll on A that teases Heretics out.
This is simply not the Paper X of old. You are watching a new team.
Yeah, by the way, Esports World Cup and VCT are collaborating.
Controlling the tempo is just utterly fantastic. It is perfect play. They slow things down, allow some of those players from Team Heretics to leave after that Steel Garden was used. They tap the plant just to bait out that initiator utility. Then they get back in, post up, refight. It is picture perfect Valorant from this team.
All right, big breath here. Hearing from Heretics in press conferences and the like, they're very aware of the sort of second place curse on them right now, but it's kind of not something they want to consider because of the road that still lies ahead of them here through our group stage. But they've said that they're not inexperienced kids anymore. You know what I mean? They feel like the issue more recently for them in that EMEA final where they got blown out by Fnatic was just the mental preparation. In general, they feel like they've got the experience to say, you know, comfortable, confident at this level. But how do they dig themselves out of this 7-round hole? They've used both their timeouts here. It's only round 10.
Last year, Heretics, they were the team from EU that really shocked the scene in the offseason. Hopes weren't super high for them. Then they come out swinging. They have a fantastic 2024 with just a crop of all of the upcoming talent. You know, you have Miniboo saying in that press conference yesterday, we're not the kids we were last year. They are mature now. They've got a mental coach added onto the team to try and get them over the finish line.
Maybe they should get off the starters block Wyatt first. Just the one round.
I mean, devastating for either of these teams who are favorites in the group stage to immediately go 0-1.
So that gate crash didn't go into halls for something. It's tucked in that corner. Benji not close enough to see it. So they're pulled out of halls entirely, have Heretics, and again, this is just mostly a Sheriff's round stinger for Miniboo, who hasn't gotten into the game in a meaningful way yet, either Wyatt and PRX are swarming over B.
They just love this anti-eco B slam with Jing getting into the holes with a judge. This time, Boo's out of there. He's not trying to die to that again.
What can Heretics dig up here? Forsaken aware, and he's already seen that Prowler, knows it's coming. Fault line. Thrown out here, no one to catch onto, or perhaps the vice behind him, but Forsaken is confident. The standout player on this PRX roster, and boy howdy, he's sharp as a tack, folks.
Oh, he had an unreal run with Paper X when they went on that, 5-game win streak. When the train began rolling in the playoffs to qualify, Forsaken was their most lethal player on any role that he had to be thrown on. The glue of this team.
I mean, all of them,
anything.
Right?
I mean, yeah,
all of the roles.
5 different regions in the lower final.
Get someone who can do it all. This is going to be a huge amount of pressure. Heretics are feeling, at least those rifles are back. Lockdown to work with. Cosmic Divider at the ready for Boo.
Paper X playing a 2-2-1 right now. Late in this half. Slowing things down. They have been at their iconic lightning-fast pace. Devastating executes into these sites. Here they're just waiting out to see if Team Heretics want to go for something more proactive with this breach that they've got. Miniboo is postured in A main right now. Here comes that dimensional drift, so he's going to get spotted. Miniboo is lot of pressure at the moment.
Something
Hoping to fight ahead of it. There might be a
Oh
safe
my
pocket
God.
for something here
That's
to just
a
emerge.
lot of info.
Call a cancel. Yep, these
Oh,
is
right.
not
Take
right.
it down,
Rudy's
चलो
ready for him.
TH वालों कम बैक करो भाई मेरा पिकअप वेस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए बहुत उम्मीद से तुम लोगों को अनडिफीटेड सीट बनाया है मैंने प्लीज बहुत दिमाग लगाया मैंने
Benji's going to get caught on a timing most likely. Forsaken just rips him a new one. And Boo again. Hands out wide, says, what do you want me to do?
Come on.
The B players are spotted by the dimensional
मेरे
drift
पिकम्स
from
की इज्जत
something.
रख लो
He
भाई
still
प्लीज
gets out of it in secret.
Jeez.
3 players,
Oh my
let's
God.
just hit the site
This is
with our
going to
board
be a
out. They
110
really
now.
said, nah, I'd win. they
मुझे
do not
कॉम्पी
slow the game
PTSD
down
देने
there.
पे
That's
तुला है
just
भाई
crazy
क्या हो रहा
decision
है
making. But all 5 of them are
क्या
so
हो रहा है
on point. The guts, the confidence for something to get out there is crazy. And they follow up. Team Heretics, they are divided. They're using 1v1s. Jing getting that crucial opening kill for the team to get into that
We're
site.
sleeping, mate. We are sleeping. Sleeping, says Nilzinho. The last time these two teams played, it was PRX that mathematically eliminated Heretics from Madrid last year. They said the emotions got the better of them. But now they're sleeping. Maybe they could use some of those. Jing pops himself up. It's the showstopper that's avoided for the most part. Just he already cloned their Renee main. So eyes turn towards Lincoln R.
It's going to be very anticlimactic.
Some valuable information, even though it's
Next
unfortunate
Xbox.
that rocket was not
Pearl
able to get
is
any
क्योंकि
value for the
Pearl,
Paper X side.
Heretics पहले खेल
Had
चुकी
their
है
eyes on mid, no pressure.
but in
coming
the
from Heretics
opposite
there, so they're
TH I
going
guess
to go
एक
back to this
भी
B pivot.
PRX एक भी बार नहीं खेली
So many rounds for
मुश्किल से
them.
एक दो
They've
मैच
had the
खेली
ability to
होगी,
hit
वो
the
भी
site. Just one player
मैच
anchoring
खेली।
opportunity for Benji, but Nosy
But they're doing
certainly
pretty
can't
well,
go
I
for more.
guess.
Just has to back off. Tries to
PRX
anchor. He knows
पूरा
it's
homework
going to
करके
go
आई
well
है।
by Yucho, but in fact, Paper X, they're just going to use 2 ultimates. That
Basic
very
FU,
safe constant
scrim,
divide to allow the free
practice
plants.
तभी होगा मतलब।
And they can fall back off this. We can go back to, though it's uncharacteristic, the post-plant spam set up for PRX, but they're more likely to play ahead of it. Now, this is a wrinkle in the plan. The lockdown will allow Heretics to potentially filter in here, but something...
counter,
Well,
उनके
they got
पास
rid of
हर
the
चीज
lockdown,
का
never mind.
counter है।
Something's happy to wait and bide his time here.
Patman going to double up with him as well. Something wants to get some early spam.
All this huge team not opening the side up enough. Minimu's going to go for it. He's able to find 2. And that's the best Heretics have looked this game, and it's not even close to enough.
The fundamentals are just fantastic. Patman getting back into holes to double up with something. Multiple players swinging through the cosmic divide that was thrown down. Just decimating Heretics on their re-entry.
Well, we're here for a good time, not a long time, apparently, folks. That is a brutal first half for Heretics. We'll be back after a short break. Collect yourselves, and we'll return to this opening matchup of Masters Toronto.
Yo, I'm back, Chad, I'm back. 11-on-1. And they're absolutely obliterating.
Well, Tell you what, we're going to come back from our half with our Coinbase Econ report about a measure of the bang for the buck that you get off your credits, and Forsaken is off the charts. 50 to 70 is a great Econ rating.
That is crazy from Forsaken, but yeah, that'll happen when you die twice and you never actually have to spend your money. Forsaken is on a tear, just continuing the form that he had that we mentioned previously, that run the Paper X have been on to get to this tournament, coming out of nowhere. He has just been their star no matter what role they've thrown him on.
Last time we saw PRX on this map, it was an overtime loss to RRQ in that lower final of Pacific. Something was with him, making some really odd decisions in the clutch situations, and Forsaken wasn't able to get them over the line, but here it's a different game plan, a different comp, and by God, it's a different outcome.
I did not expect this map to be in the pool. I certainly didn't expect one of these teams to pick into it. So that was very surprising as we got into this, but it's no surprise anymore. Paper X, they have been grinding this map before this tournament, and it is showing. This is some dominant, exceptional, and unique gameplay.
The words of Coach Nilzinho, Heretics have been sleeping for that first half. Hopefully, 11-1 rings to the tune of the alarm clock that gets them back in this game. Minibu's already gotten his way onto this A site now, tapped up a little bit, and PRX have not quite shown themselves yet. Something lurks amongst the shadows. That's a bloody good timing, at least for one. Devay, what a shot! Boo just runs into it.
Oh my God.
We can deal with him at least.
Oh my
Player
God.
advantage for PRX though.
That is a late swing, but a crucial kill from Wu. Benji, can he catch a timing? He would have to be the one for Heretics right now to save them, to get this pistol round, keep them in the game.
Looks good. Jing, however, reaching around the corner. It's a very low health Woot that's able to dispatch him. Now we've got a God's Honest 2 versus 2, and here's Forsaken, gets the spike loose. It's up to Benji. Prowler, play from behind it. Patman sees his quarry. Not quite ready to finish the job. 35 seconds left in the round. Patman holds his ground. A diabolical start to the second half for Team Heretics. It might already be over.
He's won both pistols for this team.
Oh my God, this
Obviously,
is bad.
Heretics, they're going to have to come into this with a tragic force. Hope that they can look like G2 with some stingers, maybe. This is stunning from Paper X.
Finish off, brimming with confidence. Forsaken is loving it.
Just doing the little things right. There's something with the confidence to push out of that smoke when Devay is being pressured. They fight together. The fundamentals are just so clean right now. What a joy this is to see Paper X in prime form.
Round number
White
14.
hot.
That could be the last of the game, but there is a stack on the B side. Patman, though, takes that one for the team. Forsaken finds his, and then PRX realizes there's action elsewhere. Well, Jing's going to start filtering up through Connector.
Oh my God, excellent chat. I
The
flicked up.
second wave here from Heretics Cross.
He's going to try to swing out. He will. Gets the first tap down and double swing. Forsaken follows in on Minibu caught on the lurk. And it's the IGL, the big brother of the team.
In the unenviable position of having to salvage an impossible situation for his team. This would be one of the nastiest losses that Heretics have suffered in quite some time. Boo here's going to try and go to work with him, but Devay shut the book on this first map. What a way to make a statement here in Toronto. Paper X are back.
Find me one person that printed a 13-1 on Pearl for Paper X. I mean, if they did, time for the lottery. Time for the lottery. What a showing.
Unreal.
Stunning from Paper X. Absolutely stunning.
Just a casual 324 HCS for your boy Forsaken. Paper X looking hot off the starters block here in Toronto, but it's a full series that's got to be played. So stick around, folks. I hope you've got plenty of energy saved up for the rest of this series.
Oh, I have not.
Guys, if they're ulti, just like run. Just run. Nice! Let's go! Let's go, boys! Pat, nice one, bro. Nice one, Pri. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, guys. Oh yeah, if you want to talk about Esports World Cup, oh my god. Soul भी है पता है इसमें. The City is also the part.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Okay guys, I will be back soon. So yes, see you. Konnichiwa senpai. Hello, Galactus bhaiya. Welcome to the watch party. Welcome.
Hey guys, Jen Lee here with Coach Alex. Now, Alex, what a
भाई PRX ने तोड़ दिया भाई Heretics को 13-1.
I have no idea, to be honest. I think everyone's just on fire, so we're very happy to be here. Very excited to play.
आज एलेक्स भैया टेबल की कुर्बानी कम देंगे.
Compared to how it looked like in Pacific Stage 1, was there anything that you didn't like about how, Pearl went?
No, I mean, I can't complain at all. Yeah.
Impeccable, right? When it comes to Patman, seems like he's not nervous, It didn't look like it was his debut, and it seemed like he was enjoying it, so, what do you think?
I mean, I kind of think most rookies actually play very well on their first time, so it's pretty much more of the same.
And Icebox is going to look as strong as Pearl?
Sorry?
Icebox is going to look as strong as your Pearl?
I hope so.
Okay. Can't wait to see it. Thank you.
Thank you.
A happy Alex. I could get used to this.
Yeah, I mean, look, that one round, they need to clean up, figure that out, but everything else was looking good, no?
They are looking good. Almost too good, Mel. Maybe Heretics just didn't manage to get into the game.
Yeah, I mean, Paper Rex just had so much momentum. And I mean, he was talking about Patman, the rookie here on the stage, and it's like, he won two very crucial 1v1s, and to bring that to the 13-1. So
India में होना चाहिए
very much
Masters.
impressed.
I
think
want
we were all,
India में
kind
Masters
of
though.
leaning towards Paper Rex here, but to expect that level of dominance, I mean, even Alex was like, wow, like, what is happening?
The train has truly arrived at this station, but it's time for our Verizon high-speed moment, and this one goes to Paper X's pistol round, the first pistol round.
They started off beautifully here. It's pistol round, and already Paper X is just going to be working for this early mid space.
play है वो बंदा
calling was
footage
really
play नहीं कर
highlighted throughout this round, and also some of the aggressive plays from Forsaken. Initially, they're just working over into this connector area, and they're playing this round out without any sort of wall coming in from their Vise. So right now, they're a little bit concerned as they run into very little resistance in mid. Okay, there could be a walk-up B, there could be a walk-up into A, but pretty soon they're going to hear this Killjoy turret on A and start realizing, hey, there could be players coming in around the side. So they call to move into this split pinch in towards A. And it's going to be interesting because they don't actually run into anyone playing up forward in A main. So this is about the time where PaperX have to decide, okay, do we just plant the spike and play the post plant? Do we turn around and fight these flankers? I think if you look at past iterations of PaperX, they'd be looking for the fights against those people
okay,
coming in
analysis
along
there
the flank. But instead, this time, they
so for
try
2
to
minutes
hunt
I
away
will
the
be
solo
off.
side anchor, find out
Tab
where the
tak
Killjoy is. This fight over in
take
the
a good
backside,
break,
as
everyone.
soon as the smoke comes down, you've got a Yoru
And
Hello,
I'm
hello,
really
hello,
excited to
Abhinav,
see,
hello,
yep, and
hello.
there is the
Abhi
Neon.
ho raha
I
hai
think
stream.
Icebox is a map that really requires a lot of mechanical skill and confidence, considering how many fights you have to take, and there isn't a lot of
अभी हो रहा है stream. पहला map खत्म हो गया है. And PRX won by 13-1. They absolutely destroyed my pickums. मैंने pick किया था कि Heretics 2-0 जाएगा. 2-0. PRX ने उस pickum पे सारा पानी फेर दिया. I mean मैंने Pacific इतना देखा नहीं था ये time. मैं तो last time तो मैंने सब proper देखा था.
And I think a big part
They
of
absolutely
is the fact that Team
obliterated
Heretics is starting on attack
Heretics.
this time as opposed to defense. And they can set the pace, they can get in their face, and that's
I hope तुम लोगों को नया स्टाइल अच्छा लगा. मैंने chat box जो top right corner बैठ के on streams वो bottom left corner में चला जाएगा. I hope ये नया setting तुम लोगों को अच्छा लगा.
We expected a banger of a match. I think
I am back by the way. मैं कल stream कर रहा हूँ
definitely
वापस.
would have been on our bingo card today, Yinsu, but
I'm streaming
what we got
tomorrow.
served up in that first map, hearing it from Milzinho was not
Without any watch
good
part yet.
enough from Heretics against a team like Paper Rex. You cannot afford to start slow in a match like this.
For this game, Benji Fishy had said he wants to play against Paper Rex, and
he got his wish.
He got his wish. He might be regretting that, but we are heading to a map pick.
By the way, Liquid में Nats के पास visa issues के चक्कर में he will not join.
They
So
absolutely want to
subbing
brawl.
otherwise.
Heretics, though, have to be ready for it. But how? How do you stand against this avalanche?
And they are destroying it.
Wood is going to limp away.
मेरे pickums की वाट लगा दी PRX ने literally. मुझे change करना पड़ेगा. I cannot change क्योंकि pickums lock हो जाता है एक time बाद. You cannot change.
Doubled up even with something, and Devi had been patiently waiting on that angle anyhow. Nice little 10-second round.
मेरे को पता था PRX fight देगी, but I didn't expect कितना तगड़ा वाला fight देगी.
Heretics yet to gain an ounce of momentum.
And counters like this early in the round are just going to stretch your cohesion in these firefights to the very limit.
What we saw there, frankly, is classic Paper X on this map. They play standard stuff, but they play defense in a far more proactive way than most of the teams in the current meta. Most teams play a lot of safe positions, then go for retakes. They are constantly doing
late. Yes, bhai, you're 1 hour late,
down,
sir.
You know, A main, down B main. Heretics are going to need to be very concerned with that.
अरे PRX is known for aggression भाई.
Side of the map.
ये तो चलो तो भी थोड़ा अच्छा खेल रहे हैं. मिनी बू को पहले मैप पे नाइफ किया है. Something ने माँ कसम वो इतना मुझे पता है दर्द क्यों हो रहा है. मेरा पिकम्स गलत हो जाएगा. मुझे गन बड़ी नहीं मिलेगा. Because last पिकम्स में मेरे दोनों पिकम्स सही थे. मेरे दो like masters. I guess last year के masters में Bangkok में नहीं मिला था मुझे शायद से. Bangkok से शुरू हुआ ना pickums I think. या Madrid से हुआ. I think Madrid से pickums शुरू हुआ. कहीं से भी शुरू हुआ. मेरे पास दोनों थे. हाँ चैंपियन सोल से पिकम शुरू हुआ. चैंपियन सोल से पिकम शुरू हुआ. और तब मुझे नॉर्मल गोंगी वाला गन बड़ी मिला था और गोल्ड वाला गोंगी दोनों मिला था. गोल्ड वाला तब मिलता जब तुम्हारा 20% प्रेडिक्शन सही हो. आई डोंट थिंक सो आई एम गोइंग टू गेट दैट 50% वाला तो मिल जाएगा शायद से मुझे. बट आई डोंट थिंक सो 20 वाला मिलेगा. सेन तो जीतेगी. सेन वुल्फ्स के सामने जीत जाएगी. कल सेन का मैच 9 बजे. इसके बाद BBL और लिक्विड का.
Now of course buy up here for PRX or Heretics rather. Forsaken has a Bucky.
Paper X have 3 players B main. Time to walk right at the attacking team, as they always do. Heretics, they're patient, they're waiting, but they're losing the duels. Great trade from Rienz, though.
Little one-way, something tries to put together on a dime, but Rienz is a little bit quicker. Now we'll remove the presence from mid. As Forsaken starts to take advantage with his spaces given up. There will be a turret to spot him out. Patman with the Bulldog. Stacked up here alongside Jing. Does the bite match the bark for PRX on this B side?
Now when Miniboo is alive, they love to go for a bolt in tandem with a recon to take back Yellow, but without him it's going to be much tougher. Patman wants to fight this, but the Dizzy connects late.
Spacing's not there. Jing actually got off that live. Oh,
मुझे लगता है टेहो की सबको टेहो की बहुत गंदी आदत लग गई है लाइक सब टेहो में बहुत खतरनाक यू नो अडैप्ट हो चुके थे टेहो में इसलिए अब उनसे खेला नहीं जा रहा मेरे से भी नहीं खेला जा रहा मुझे भी पता नहीं चल रहा कौन सा फिल करूँ मैं मैं मक्खन नहीं खा रहा हूँ भाई
He's speaking out and wow, he gets another. Heretics, they convert the anti-bonus as they did on Pearl, but they escape with only one gun. That is devastating for their economy.
Although the spacing looks better, trading into that B side of the map, they sustain heavy casualties to do so. But perhaps they're starting to get a feel for that up-tempo style. The PRX are trying to throw them defensively.
You can see that they were waiting. Miniboo was just chilling on that angle, but didn't win the duel. Now, Chrissy called it out on the desk that Miniboo does need to step up. He is given so much util on this map to thrive when they're on attack. He needs to come to life.
Something already wants to assert himself today as the Owl drone starts to make a foray on the B side of the map. It's like Patman wants to play safe for the time being. It's something with an outlaw this round.
Posts up on that deep A line. Wants to go even further off the drone that Forsaken is sent for him. Does actually spot out Boo.
One way will be refreshed. Give Patman the edge, but it's going to be a dizzy on out. Patman already on the spray. He got his. Heretics slowed up somewhat on their way over towards this B side of the map, but now that Viper Wall is something they can play from behind. Nanoswarm's triggered.
Cover. That was a great way to fight that from Team Heretics. Multiple players jumping out to face together off of that dizzy when the crosshair would be thrown to break it by a defender. Something now posted up at mid. You can see Paper Rex on the rotates, getting towards this B side. Will Benji catch the timing?
He's got a player though coming from his left. He might not be ready for the two push. And there it is. Once again, PRX give as good as they get.
Rifle upgrade for Divine now as well. Wood
तो हर रोज तो ओडिन यूज ही करेंगे ना ये हम है ये हम मुंबई सर्वर वाले जिन्होंने लाइक यू नो
Decent ping though on the side of PRX, but here is Forsaken with the Odin.
गुस्सा आता है वो बात अलग है
Very,
but
very low, but it's still a spike to defend now.
if gun it then it will be
Heretics gonna try
used
and hang on here, hold on against this relentless onslaught, but Divine racks on yellow, and Wood just has nowhere to go.
Paper Rex on this map are just so oppressive. They're taking so much forward space, and they're so happy to make fast, bold defensive pivots off of that information to stack proper sites. This was a great moment for Team Heretics that we highlighted, but from there you just have Forsaken coming back in with the very rare Icebox Odin.
One enemy remaining.
Heretics at least tried to manipulate the pace, or at least dictate it to some degree, but Paper Rex are always asking for more, always trying to assume some of that real estate, that mid-push that catches Benji out. Eventually, Forsaken steps up on yellow. Heretics are going to be on the clock every single attack side round.
And here we go, 3 players ready to fight from Paper X towards A, and they find another first blood.
It's Miniboo down at the start of the round, again Wyatt. Something, he's on the line, able to get back, and he knows there's more where that came from, the shorty. God, he's thirsty for it. It is up to Boo, as it often is. Again, this will be PRX with another stunning start to the game. This, by the way, is a team, PRX, that has an 83% attack side win rate on Icebox. So God forbid we get to that part of the map and they're ahead.
Now, even at this juncture in the game, they've beaten Team Heretics to getting multiple ultimates. The one that Heretics did have, that Thrash, had already been used by Wu to try and convert that pivotal gun round. It was unfortunately lost for them.
My God, ये लोग second seed है ये EMEA का.
Heretics,
Oh
they
my
have opted
God.
to go for another early timeout here. You certainly
Oh
can't
shit, मैंने
blame
भी
them.
notice किया Jing moment पे.
Neil needs to get these guys' heads back in the game. I mean, back in for the first time.
You know, some players, they talk about how things slow down when they get into the server, right? Feels like you're walking through molasses, time slows. I feel like against Paper Rex, it's the opposite. These guys set those phases to warp feed and make it very, very hard to stand on even footing at this pace of play. And Heretics have been that kind of team that have wanted to dictate said pace, right? They play Neon in this map, for God's sake. They want to make these fast rotates, take that mid control, be the ones that forces you to be reactive, but they have never, in this series so far, been in that position.
When they've gotten dominant wins in their run in EU. It has come from being relentless with that pace, by disrupting the defenders with the Neon. But you can see that they've gone into this with as they intend, because they know that Paper Rex are just going to be sending it at them on defense. So they're not getting off to those fast, aggressive starts that they want to. They're not able to claim that space early. Forced to use a lot of utility to try to re-clear late, and most of these rounds, they're just losing the opening tools. Neil said on map 1, but they did not bring their A game. In fact, they were nowhere near it. Only 2 rounds to their name at this point across this series.
Okay, now no turret to play off of in Kitchen. Nice little lineup. And already those one-ways being set up to allow Patman occasionally to swing on them. And he hears DC come out, so he knows there's the pitter-patter, a little Heretics footsteps on this B side of the map. Devi's been drawn over in that direction to assist. NG, the curry spot, okay. Not too shabby, my friend.
Nice, 3. Nice.
Holds it down admirably. That is
4v3.
going to throw a
Don't
wrench in the
throw
works
this.
of PRX, and now that lockdown will allow Devi to at least get some space. And Rienz is waiting for him.
Caught by the players who were able to just get out of that lockdown circle. Play in the corner. Credit to Benji Fishing. He just wins it out straight up.
अरे बहुत risky plant है रे.
And then Patman was trying to anchor back yellow, but that's a position that you really can't be in alone against Team Heretics.
Jing has got very little to see.
Save करेगा, save.
Yeah, likely just to try and walk away from this one with cover going out. Weapon intact, even though there's enough currency here for PRX to continue to take some risks and try and keep a lid on the economy. Jing does not like his chances.
That anti-eco flawless they had earlier has put them in an excellent economic position. But like you said, might as well just save, keep the cash rolling for Paper Rex even in this round loss. I think Patman is realized on this one that trying to anchor back yellow solo against the way the Team Heretics like to fight towards B is not going to be the right choice. They send too much util back there. It's tough to deal with the Neon.
But Benji's ready for this inevitable mid-push. And I think Divide does not account for the pocket that's left in the corner of that A side by the lockdown. He sort of doesn't check this at all.
My ult is ready.
I know.
Rienz,
I know. Guys, we're double the rounds from last map. But
it's a positive. They'll take it. They'll take it.
ये साइड में भी एक खाने वाने का बंदोबस्त कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? तो enjoy the watch party. मैं आ जाऊँगा थोड़ी देर में. Okay?
That's the first time any of them have really gotten a highlight-worthy play. Credit to Benji.
Fury now from Rienz. Speculative. Doesn't yield any information whatsoever. They are aware, of course, that the Odin is in attendance today.
And those would be positions that Paper X would typically love to just play into, but it's actually towards B where they've gone full aggro, something posted up close with Patman, and that's allowing the rest of their squad to be pretty steadfast towards this A site. Odin is going to be obnoxious to deal with.
But no one was watching pipes at the time. Forsaken actually gets back.
This could get dangerous, but now that the lockdown is used, that Hunter's Fury is going to need to be expended to break it, unless they just intend on getting out of here, which is going to be the case.
Oh, the Shocky does not hit. Well, that lockdown will be intact. And now Heretics able to make use of that to get entrenched here at this A side.
And they're going to want to use this Hunter's Fury with the Paranoia to get back in. This is fast. This is pacey from Paper Rex.
Here comes the Hunter's Fury, belated as it is, but it's going to be Jing going to work with them. He's gotten in and under rafters, something at a time. They're going to get it. It's Benji that answers that late round lurk. Wu deals with Forsaken. Jing gets his cap. He was already able to find these first 2 kills. But to expect him to make it 5, even for him, might be a little bit too much. Wu with the shoulder pick, shot through the knee, still an adventurer, though. Boo and Benji happy just to stay entrenched. A hard-fought round here for Heretics. And finally, PRX train is forced to throw the brakes on.
Wu beginning to hit some shots. I'm going to need to see that Benji one on the replay from his point of view, please. That looked ridiculous. Something on the updraft. The Blade Storm just plucked out of the air. All right, Heretics heating up a little bit individually. Ooh. That's crazy. That is a mental shot from Benji, who is starting to hit.
Still cranking 90.
Paper X, they're on defense. They do display something that they are typically very good at, which is very, very quick floods with excellent utility. Now here, more classic Paper X, 4-man push up towards this A side, getting all of the space, collecting that orb, and then they post someone up and immediately go stack the other side. This is the name of the game for them on this map.
Once again, though, it's just going to be Divide B for now. Having one away from that Viper's Pit, but there's Benji again.
He's hitting. Push up. He is hitting. Spatman trying to trade the C-toss, but Benji gets out of the way. Oh, this is stunning stuff.
Benji Fishy, that's 3? Caught by the paranoia, forced to give him some ground, but now the youngster has some wind in his sails.
Spike down B.
Right, Wingman is going to be thwarted in his plant attempt, but the Thrash is going to go ahead now to pave the way. Surely Jing spotted now, detained. He's got Diviner watching. Relay Bomb comes in, a mini boo with the slide across. Heretics finally turning up to play.
Stunned just in case he starts throwing hands without his gun, I guess. Why not? All right, Benji's heating up. It looks like he's playing an aim trainer. Just has guys from all different angles swinging onto him. That awareness to catch the second that was coming out of A was so nice. And that is a read on a typical Paper Rex play. Knows that when they're making that full rotate, there's going to be someone that's pushed up in A main.
4-2 is Heretics' Icebox record. The only losses to Fnatic. In fact, 5 out of 7 of their map losses in EMEA, Stage 1, including playoffs, went to Fnatic.
When you watch them play against any other team in EU on this run, they look like world beaters, but Fnatic have just had their number. They've been able to really counter the way that they're playing. Paper Rex, early on they were countering it, but in a totally different way than how Fnatic actually opted to.
Very proud to debut our new reinforced tungsten carbide 1088 steel tables just for this occasion. I tried to elbow drop wide into it, it held. So good luck, Alex, breaking this one.
I hit a moonsault on Van Silly, he didn't even go through it.
Hit a wall to Jericho, nothing. And again, first time in this whole series that Paper X have been put in a position to have to call this timeout. They've been struggling a little bit to hold onto B. Even though they're refreshing that one way over at the containers, still being overwhelmed.
How will Paper Rex adjust out of this? They're going to be on a half buy here to the extent that they can at least get a hero rifle over to Jing, who obviously has been playing very well. Some highlight moments already, especially on that raise back on Pearl. But this is one of the maps where he's not playing raise. It's just not what they like to do. They just love this very standard comp, and they've had a lot of success with it.
Benji so far has been feasting, playing that mid. That's where so many of those kills have originated from. PRX is not respecting Heretics there. I think they've now been forced to bend the knee somewhat.
With this Viper's Pit down, that's a fairly big commitment here. You do have Patman with that close range stinger to try and find an opener, shut down and execute if it comes in, and you're just expecting from Team Heretics at some point, if they intend on getting into this pit, which certainly looks like they're going to do, you're waiting for Riens to use this Owl drone, clear things out.
Take flight. Jing with the hero rifle will watch the mid pivot, but yep, there's going to be action over here towards the pit.
That man cute, but not
good enough. Tries to outfox the Owl drone.
I respect it. I respect the attempt.
Divide gets up on that line pretty quick. Miniboo, who's been quiet in this series and in this map as well, just needs to be a bit of a nuisance. Remains at large here over the site. And Snakebite's going to make it hard to play in from upper rafters. This is good looks. The hero rifle is still in play.
तो चैट तो मैं बीच-बीच में आता रहूँगा, मैं थोड़ा खाने का
We'll take a pretty prescribed location, one that's going to be watched for at the back of the site. Heretics have seen enough. It's up to Jing here to step up, get himself some value off this round potentially, but once more, he will be sorely outgunned, outnumbered. And outdone by Benji. Flawless round here for Team Heretics.
Nice.
Steering the ship with the wind.
They're going to have an opportunity now as well to get a lockdown for Benji, who's just one away. Batman trying to time that. Hey, I'm not mad at it. He's got the stinger. We're on an eco round. Go for it.
I think so, but don't jinx. Abhi no jinx mat kar.
They're hitting this A site. How many options he has playing the Neon, getting into so
Benji
many
Fish is popping
unexpected,
off,
unorthodox positions there can be incredibly effective.
So something's taken up the op now.
And that is the adjustment that was certainly called on that timeout from the prior round. Wants to post up towards mid, doubled up with Jing. A bit of protection for him.
Turret just got cleared. Looks like the go signal there for Heretics on the B side. They've just indulged in a surge forward here at B.
And their main intention really was to get that orb, get the lockdown. Recon is sent in to clear out back yellow from Rien's. Fast lane, pretending, hey, we are getting that position
Are they
back.
faking?
Yellow shocks as well, and now
I
we're going
guess
to
they're
slowly pivot back. The spike has just
faking.
been over there with Woot on A the entire time, but this is the danger. Something has been waiting for this cross.
Why?
On a very tight line. He's going to see one. That's Rien's trying to cross. Dealt with. Something wants to repost the line, but very quickly, Heretics all got across to A. And he's going to know that in a couple of seconds.
Paperex, they're already rotating off this B site. They have Patman, Deep Yellow, and the other two players are making their way to A with some haste. So they tried to flood in. They might. Nah, not with that lockdown, though. Certainly going to be kept at bay.
I don't think PRX have the mechanism with which to remove that, so they're going to have to respect and pull off the site. That early rotate now kind of nullified. We're going to get a plant down. Heretics look to dig in here and anchor.
And it looks like they want to come right back in. Recon, Paranoia, here come Paperex.
Heretics Viper's Pit now to play with Woot. Ensconced safely within the poison walls.
I'm scared.
Here's Forsaken, sees this easy come his way. Happy to spam through. Eventually PRX is going to have to commit. Woot has been dealt with. The Viper though, spawning the pit still at large.
Okay, pixel
now, spam in Boo's direction. Mini Boo though dealt with. Patman is in here, sees the Viper, and there it is. The wall comes down, as does the curtain on Heretics in this round. Boo with a parting gift, but that's all that Heretics can muster.
Overwhelmed by the numbers, no real positions, deep sight. Paperex are just able to get right back in for free and overwhelm everyone in that pit. It's somebody getting that opening kill, and then spam connects on to Woot.
What absolute masterpiece, like.
You see how much PRX invest in getting that midline held. They send Jing with something. And then whichever way you slice it, whichever way they rotate, something is going to see someone.
Benji Fishy is actually picking up this attack operator, and it makes sense with the way that Paperex play. Exploit their aggression, allow them to make their way into the angle that you're holding to get an opening kill. Keep the game slowed down.
Alarm bot out.
Benji here to very passive lane. He's just watching for the tube push down. That's not the plan for PRX this round, apparently. Once again, it's the one-way being set up by Jing for the sake of Patman, the solo B player right now.
Deploying drone. Orb taken by Forsaken into the deep drone on A. We have read this story before. The Paperex to adjust some of their players more towards that B site. Patman feels the need to retreat, at least temporarily. Recon for back yellow yet again. Here comes that Dizzy. Team Heretics making their way in, claiming this space.
At some point they had to disrespect the one-way. They had to get moving. So Heretics now have that yellow control. Benji's still waiting for mid. He might not get anything with that up here.
Team Heretics, they do need to wait for this wall to come back up. Oh my god, Paperex, they just want to go in off the Paranoia with a Recon.
Looking for their own timing, marching to the beat of their own drum, but Woot, what a stunning mosh pit there to shut him down. Devi's able to find his two. And Benji's not in a hurry to get involved. Heretics have done well to trade up on this B site. This has drawn something and Forsaken across the map. We're going to have an advantage attack side post-plant.
This is looking highly awkward towards mid. Forsaken left on an island towards B, just wants to slowly maneuver forward. Busha
Correction.
Get this kill. What a snappy shot!
Now, have to deal with Woot, tucked in corner by yellow. Doesn't want to give himself up, but Forsaken. No, don't even think about the knife, son! Here comes the thrash. Something Nosy now needs to gain some altitude, but finally Benji is rewarded for his patience in the round.
That lurking operator comes in at the very end. The final hour. That was interesting for Paperex that they go for this pre-flight attempt before there's any effort to actually get the spike down. The wingman wasn't planting. It wasn't really a push forward. They just tried to catch raw timing. It does not work out. We're finally seeing...
Yeah, I guess
the Alex that we know.
The question is, like, what is the cue that PRX are playing off of there? If they're just trying to manufacture a timing of their own, it doesn't work out because Woot has a really nice mosh pit.
Now here's some pace from Team Heretics, getting that Neon back yellow quickly. They know Patman could be in this poison cloud, so some chocks going in there, but they don't actually connect any damage, but forced to retreat.
Definitely a bigger commitment to the B side by PRX in this round. Hunter's Fury locked down, both available here in the last round of the half for the defenders.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है that देखो अब ये छोटा
So behind the
और ये
Viper's
जब तक ये है ना ये Lambert.
Here come
But I don't think
Heretics.
so
They're
इसका
really
बच्चा
looking to
है.
take some snowman space potentially here. Wyatt,
They just do it again.
Timing doesn't pay off once more. Hunter's Fury now for Forsaken. Gets a tap on Benji. Still no plant yet.
Spike उठा लिया.
That Hunter's Fury just used a little bit late. Boo has
This
gotten his
can
way
be
all the way into
amazing.
the A site, and there's more than enough time.
Yeah,
for
देखो
Forsaken
rotate कर रहे हैं वो
to make
rotate कर रहे
yeah,
हैं.
Forsaken
ये
can
बंदा
catch a
है,
couple
ये
in mid
intercept
though.
कर सकता है.
Is he too
4
far
second
forward?
intercept
Good high-low setup. That is brilliant.
Second down.
Heretics always aware of the thrust-up need from the defenders. We've seen it all half so far.
That is a great double face there.
30 seconds left.
All right, now the little things are beginning to come together for Team Heretics, and we're finally seeing a Paper Rex who were utterly dominant, now struggling a bit with some of their timings. Again, they refight into B before there's any attempt to get the spike down. That Hunter's Fury comes a little bit late, and Heretics just have their crosshairs placed on all of the angles that they could be pushing out from.
Devi's giving himself away. No reason not to fully commit to this one, but there's Boo. Takes him out. 7-5 half for Heretics.
And as you mentioned, Heretics have or rather, Paper Rex have a, what, 80+% win rate on attack Icebox. So, despite the 7-5, they are not out of the woods yet.
Close half. Finally, some light from Heretics. Stick around. We'll get a quick break, and we'll be back with more Icebox.
That everyone gets a free phone on any plan, pain-free? Count me in. Try and beat it. I'll give you a sec.
Hello Shijan bhai, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the watch party. Sorry, मैं खाने लेने गया था, my bad. करना थोड़ा setup change करना पड़ेगा एक सेकंड. Sorry for 2 minutes अगर तुम्हें wire disconnect की sound आती है तो.
Quite a contrast between this Icebox map and the Pearl one that we started on. Much better showing here for Heretics. A rockier start, but they really start to string rounds together. Round 6 onwards, they win 6 out of the preceding 7 rounds. Put themselves in a very reasonable position here. Their map of choice.
Finally able to find a moment where they're actually in the lead in this series. Benji Fishy leading the way as far as the econ report goes. Something in dire straits was investing into that operator, but wasn't extracting the most value from it. Had that one good round where he was able to catch a kill on the cross, but after that, for the most part, was being avoided. Team Heretics did a great job countering the play of Paper X that was working for them within those first 5 rounds, but then eventually fell off. Things began to get very disjointed on their refights. Heretics are looking good. Benji was absolutely the hero for them in that half. Started getting those highlights, and then that inspires confidence in the rest of your team as well when you see someone starting to hit like that.
15-6 after 12 rounds. Honestly, almost a mirror image of Forsaken's performance in the first half of Pearl. Very strong showing, and it was Benji's stalwart performance in mid that really held PRX at bay. But PRX on the attack side of this map, really, really strong. 83% win rate through Pacific Stage 1. Lossless on this map.
We've seen when Heretics have had success on Icebox 2, it's actually typically, as far as the scoreboard, Benji Fishy and Woot that are putting up the big numbers as Minibu draws a lot of that attention on the fast right out from Paper Rex, collecting 2 early.
This mid thrust here from Heretics might have fumbled. Rian's waiting.
Oh my god. They're one smoke apart from each other.
To leave Paul, but eventually someone's going to raise anchor and get to it. Rian gives himself away. Jing wins it out. What an ill-fated encounter. for Heretics, and it's up to Boo again. Boy howdy, what a mountain he has to climb. Spike, of course, already planted. This is what you ask for PRX fans. Getting off to a good start with a pistol win here.
All they've had are good starts. They've won every single pistol. If Team Heretics could win this map without either pistol round win, that would be a tremendous feat for them.
And they've shrunk, of course, the lead to a singular round. And once again, it's a short round, Wyatt. This early engagement here in mid. GC's action over on the B side, gets involved there, then whips around. That's an old-timer. That's an old-timer.
He knows someone is there because he couldn't move forward.
His button blocked.
Hold up.
Let's go, boys! Woo! Our pistol water.
All right. PaperX are just too good on these pistol rounds. It's going to be Miniboo investing actually into the Marshall for Heretics on that deep angle from yellow over towards B. Pretty standard there with the shock and the molly to deny that early access to the orb from the defending team.
Benji is absolutely playing the most important position on the map. Just as we saw from something in the previous half. Unsurprisingly, Patman's moved up. Miniboo punished though on that little swing. They tried to set him up with a Marshall, but he will be ruined. Run over there, given no space at yellow whatsoever, and Boo now is about to feel the net close in. Patman up walkway, sees what was that? Okay. Up on the ledge he goes. Proud as a peacock, but Rienz is able to find his brace of two. Once again, though, it's a heavily disadvantaged situation. Rienz desperately trying to avert an even game here. Likely has too much on his plate. Devaya will silence him.
Fair enough, bringing the three most important rifles into the next round. Cash from the spike.
PRX are on a different level, bro.
More than happy with that. Team Heretics have done a nice job on these anti-bonus rounds. That has kept them in the game here. Otherwise, things would have really spiraled out of control early. Nice shots from Rienz, who is just a consistent presence for Heretics. For me, really just has all of the aspects of the game on lock. He can really do it all.
It's like the Heretics team have said, we are not kids anymore. We're not rookies. There's no excuse for us to drop these important matches, and they've recovered well here on Icebox, but there might be an inflection point lying here in this round as both sides have rifles. It's a very healthy bonus for PRX.
Taking the time at the moment, something has been allowed to take all the space and be made. Oh no, that is disastrous, Boo! Just doesn't think that someone would be that close.
Last time it was Miniboo got caught out at yellow. This time, Boo has just got a little bit too close to the sun.
Swarm grenade out.
Bear in mind, this is Team Heretics with absolutely nothing left in the bank. This is must win at the moment, Patman. This fight is so awkward. That's as messy as it gets.
The late paranoia comes in, but Patman definitely supported in that engagement. Something eventually that was put to bed on the B side of the map, and this has precipitated a pivot. Now with mid control, PRX can go towards A and not worry about getting caught, but it's a pump fake.
What a timing for Patman to catch, and they have Forsaken playing towards A again. They could really pivot anywhere here. It's just, we're playing TDM, who wins that out.
Patman the Viper.
This is a mental
The
realm.
stabilizing element of PRX, by the way, is just taking duels across the map. And he has opened it right on up for PRX. Miniboo has to play second fiddle now and try and make use of that mobility to cross the map. Woot is already set up in Crow's Nest, though.
It does have the wingman to actually pressure a defuse, force some people to swing out. Maybe that's a way in, find a pick.
A small gap in that smoke will be challenged. Woot has to drop down, and the spacing isn't quite there, apparently. Miniboo steps out only to be riddled with Vandal shots.
PaperX are just so ready to swing together at any audio cue. Boo so frustrated in this moment, not expecting that anyone can be pushed up that close. Something got all that for free.
Oh my god, the win.
Oh man, that was... I mean, Benji's been credited with some very sharp moments, even on this map. Look at him shut down something as he wrapped over towards belts that many rounds ago.
Team Heretics, they're bringing in 5 sheriffs, 5 regen armors. Obviously, they have the shooters to pull off a round like this.
This looks so hard. बहुत hard लग रहा है भाई.
410 smoked out, giving something a staging ground. Okay, all in rafters. Heretics committed to anchoring this site with these sheriffs. How far does their gun skill get them against a fully armed PRX team on a roll?
Listen, they've got the right stack to do it. The weapons might be decent enough. Something shut down early. They're trying to get into this side. Hyper Exchange is pushed up, but he can't connect.
Messy stuff. Divine Forsaken out, got to pick it up, but there is Forsaken. Quick response. And he doubles down. Oh,
he's susceptible to just one shot from it, but he's able to get out of the way, but he can't. Read by Riens. He's too smart, too aware.
Hit with the Fury of Olympia. Now, Devi has to recover the spike. Put this together. Both of his opponents, half armor and sheriffs.
बहुत सारे corners they clear कर
रहे हैं.
And he has to fear a potential flank because he was out of range from the turret that was placed. Wants to double back now. 30 seconds to play with. Does he just try to clear this out, get back to A? Does he try to gun it to B? Yeah, he wants to leave. He wants to leave. He's hoping that in this situation, Team Heretics would just leave the 2 on A and then, you know, go for that advantage retake over towards B. But when the spike goes down, that will allow a rifle to be collected perhaps. Or no, they just want to go for this with the sheriffs. Riens does have a recon.
Devi has a turret to play contact off potentially. Does he have the time to set it up? Yes.
Devi ने clutch तो किया है भाई.
Too bad to have this Sentinel utility at your disposal in such an important clutch.
Look at Devi. He still has to be weary about this flank as Riens is making his presence known forward.
Trying to get ahead of the Owl drone. Does he have a timing on boost? Watch him out! Util in hand! Devi is divine! What a Red Bull clutch to keep PRX well and truly on the tracks.
Team Heretics know that that round could have absolutely shifted the momentum, but it's a 4-round run for PRX now in this second half. Disaster for the European side. Forsaken comes up clutch with these 2 kills to get them back into the round.
Both Riens and Boosted pulling up their trousers, util in hand. Can't play off of each other at all. That is huge.
They feel like they didn't have the time to waste either to collect some of the rifles that were a little bit deeper on that A site. They go for it with the sheriffs. Maybe regretting that decision at this point.
Jeez, the tension there between Weber and Nelzinho, it's palpable. So another timeout here. The last one available to Heretics on this map.
That's an absolute heartbreaker. This is Heretics coming off of obviously a run to qualify here, but then getting blown out in the regional finals against Fnatic. Neil, the coach, saying that was the first time he felt disappointed in the team after that loss.
That hits heavy. They've been a team for a while. And you heard what he had to say. Just in that halftime break. Not looking themselves. Now they managed to find their way back into the game, but yes, they've got a rifle round coming at you folks, but Hunter's Fury, Lockdown, Viper's Pit, 3 of the most impactful ultimates you could ask for Paper Rex. On this so far flawless attack side, they have 4 rounds in a row put together.
Paper Rex just have the easy 1-2 ult combo right now. Get the space with the lockdown, drop the pit, and they've even got the Hunter's Fury late if the spike is really being pressured by a Team Heretics retake. They've got 2 ults they're relatively close to. Maybe they can get this orb. Maybe Root finds a kill, right? But you're asking a lot. Oh my god, the early Hunter's Fury double connection!
Oh, that's devastating! This was the round and Heretics were trying to shore up their half the map. Benji at least is able to lean in, intercede to find a kill. It is an awful way to start with, and he's pinged out again. He's got to give this ground up. All of the A side now belongs to PRX. Look at the timing though. Heretics trying to get in ahead of this, but Miniboo is shut down instantly. And Benji, beleaguered as he is, on all sides, guns are trained at the Killjoy. And that was absolutely diabolical.
Something gets an amazing deep position there as well, all the way back Rafter. That was eventually going to be the nail in the coffin on that round, no matter what. I was talking about Forsaken. He could use that in a post plant or just get an immediate drone tag. Double hit. Jing takes all of the space that was created because of that as well. Oh my god, whatever they had planned in that round. Couldn't even begin to guess. I mean, it was just out the window immediately.
That's as the Hunter's Fury comes in. You can see Weber just throw his head back. Okay, Heretics, credit to them. Still want to find a burst of speed here, but oh, the boys were waiting for you, Miniboo. You were expected.
Yeah, just hoping the Forsaken would be in that closer tucked position that Asobo will often be in, but was safe, playing back for the multiple players to guard him.
Oh, it's just filthy.
They're trying to make hero plays. You can't blame them. They've only got sheriffs. PaperX have absolutely shut them down. Their economy is completely out of control. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. All right, thank you. We can't have two knives in the debut game.
Cure for hypotension.
We cannot do that.
So very quickly, those 2 rounds fall. Heretics back on a buy. Now with Thrash and Lockdown to work with. Like, I like the idea. Heretics, obviously, with a back-breaking round. They were virtually 2-dimensional after that one. Still want to go forward, play that PRX-esque aggressive B-side play, at least use their Neon to get something. But man, I mean, PRX wrote the script for that. They were there when the deep magic was written.
6-round run coming into this with an 80+% win rate on attack. Seeing exactly why. Deep Recon is going to come through mid, and then something can swing off this with Patman. No one is going to actually be spotted by it. No, Benji caught, and there's a teleport into spawn. Disarray for Heretics.
Oh man, they're getting clowned on. This is the rifle round. They were trying desperately to bail water out of this quickly sinking boat.
GG, bro.
And they've already been cut down to 3 players, and Patman is on a timing, but there's an awareness here for Woot. He kind of knows it, and he's ready.
I was going to say, Patman, he's just in the walls at all times, but Heretics ready now. This is winnable.
Yep, something spotted out. Here comes a fast retake for Heretics. Good start. Forsaken dealt with Raptors control, assumed. Woot very sharp this round. Thrash here will look to find Divide, last standing member of PRX, and in midair he is detained. Heretics come up for air. It's a breather, a brief respite. But boy howdy, look at those wallets on the side of PRX. They are bulging.
Desperately needed round win from Heretics. They're losing players early, and they still manage to pull it off. They do a great job getting back into that site together. The distraction from Raptors, and then you have Woot coming lower. I mean, the distraction. Benji knows he's in there, but just can't do anything about it. It's that moment where something tucked in that deep position again is forced to look towards Rafters. And Woot takes advantage of that distraction to get a free kill. This is going to be such an uphill battle for Team Heretics as they have to just face down a PaperX that won't be saving anytime soon, if at all, this half.
It's possible Alex took exception with that round from PRX. I can't be sure. Wow! Oh, but he's not ready. He's clearing the recon, and Jing is just too far ahead of the play for him.
He just double teleports forward. He gets all of that space for free. You're never expecting it on defense.
Rian's has to salvage. The only player inside the A site for now, disrespecting the smoke at Rafters, and look at Patman. Pushed all the way up on B.
He's just got the craziest lurk timings. He's going to have to accelerate a bit. The Team Heretics try to get in off this fast lane. They're getting towards screens. It's slow right now. Relay Bolt doesn't hit something. Here comes the lockdown.
He's going after it. By hook or by crook. Something is looking for this, and there's Patman on the lurk timing. Oh, the lockdown is popped out from under Heretics.
I can't with this guy. He's crazy.
And our Heretics know they really can't play off the side. They've got to commit. They've got to challenge this. Not too shabby there from Miniboo, but Jing deigns to descend from the ivory tower to deal with death blow to the
This is winnable. Patman's too far away.
Can he get a touch? Unreal. The Red Bull clutch. A crucial one here for Woot as Wingman does the job. Man, they really had to fight scrappy for that one. Wyatt 3 up for Heretics, and they come out with a dub.
His little pal just gives him that effective 2 versus 2. Wins the highest impact 1v1. But talk about Miniboo, what an adjustment. Looks like he's already in the grave when he gets this 3rd kill. What is that, man? What is that?
So Heretics have taken a chunk out of that PRX economy. 1 round closer to their total. There's a lot of work still to do. We're going to have an early Viper spin on the B side of the map. PRX clearly no interest in challenging it early this round.
Batman wants to go on another wild adventure. Okay. Go up 2 while the rest of the team are focused on Team Heretics. Triple stacked up. They go drone for drone. Oh my god, the last Hunter's Fury was really solid.
Nice schmooze there from Miniboo. Avoids what would have been a lethal connection. PRX had to be satisfied with a little bit of damage onto the Neon, but Miniboo also has that overdrive and already. Here's Jing again. They are never ready for Jing! From the top rope, he's able to find his Rien's clutch back now, has to drop to the side. This is good anchoring. Can he do with something? No, the shorty. More than he can deal with. And Boo laboriously will drag himself across the map to challenge this.
Planted.
Jing has just been an absolute animal on both maps. Countless first kills.
Boo here's a double swing. He's going to have to deal with it. Oh, the King's Horses and Men emerge. Then the Viper is dealt with. Match point now comes up. PRX. There was a narrative, right, if you're a PRX fan? Or even a hater. You're familiar with the feeding narrative, but it's never been less true. With Patman joining this lineup, that stabilizing force. It's so clean. They've strung together 6 attack side rounds as the half began.
Heretics on defense have had absolutely no clue how to deal with Jing, getting in these absurd forward teleport positions, playing with so much more aggression than you would typically see from Omens on this map. Something, connection. Wow, damage for damage.
Yep. They both take a hit there. Ice Fury now being deployed by Rians. What is there to find here? Comes up with nothing. Patman hears him. How is he here already? The conditioning utterly broken on the side of Heretics, and now it's up to Boo again. 30 points of health to try and slow the PRX train down, but choo-choo, baby! We have more than left the station. Paper Rex have arrived in the 6.
Feels like they've never been faster, actually. 13-1 on the first map. Dominant on map 2. Not one pistol round loss. All of the momentum throughout both of these games slowed down for just a moment, but they immediately bounce back and utterly crush Team Heretics in that second half of Icebox. Listen, we thought we were going to get a close banger game. Well, we got some exciting plays for sure from Paper Rex. Highlight reel stuff coming out from Jing. Both maps, Forsaken, incredible on Pearl. Patman with some mental lurks. I don't think anyone expected this to be so dominant. This is Paper Rex at their best.
Patman's reputation was the one that would keep it calm, keep his team in line, but instead he is dragging them, kicking and streaming straight down the throat of Heretics. And so history repeats itself once more. Wyatt, a tough loss suffered by Heretics at the hands of this phenomenal outfit. Forsaken shows us exactly what it was. They got PRX to this game. And no one on the side of Heretics can deal with these timings that Jing is throwing at them.
Give it up for Paper Rex! Guys, you know what? Celebrate with the fans. Celebrate with the fans. Enjoy this moment. But, hey, guys, is it okay if I steal Forsaken?
Oh, that's fine, that's fine.
All right. Hey, let's have a chat. Forsaken, pure dominance. 13-1 on Pearl. What the heck?
To be honest, I don't really know what happened about Pearl. I don't really watch Heretics Pearl as well. I think their weakest map is Pearl, which is B, right? So yeah.
Okay, and you know, you seem very dialed in, you know, standing up, shouting a lot, very animated as well. So, you know, what was your mindset? You know, are you just happy to be back, or you just kind of wanted to, you know, show off your guns?
Actually, I just wanna hype the team because last time in Pacific, I realized that we were winning when I'm standing up. When we're not quiet, we were winning. So I think I'm gonna do this all the time. So we're like vibing, you know.
You know what, just don't sit down, play stand up. Let's talk about Patman. You know, how'd you prep Patman for Masters? Because you guys have to play other tournaments in between Stage 1 and Masters Toronto. So, you know, can you talk to us a little bit about getting him ready?
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's his first time in international, and we win our first match, so I'm kind of really proud of him that he can play well, even though he may be a little bit nervous, but so far I think so good. Maybe a little bit of jet lag still, but we believe that we're gonna get it done, yeah.
Okay. I hear everyone on the team saying it's about time that we won something, right? So is Paper Rex Train going to ever stop until you reach the trophy?
No jinx, but hopefully the trains keep going on, you know? Yeah.
Track by track.
Track by track, guys. Track by track. Let's go.
All right, thank you, Forsaken. Go celebrate and enjoy this moment. And that's all from me, too.
body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
An update is required. Financial system updating.
Okay guys, let's take a break. Next मैच चालू हो जाएगा शायद से जल्दी खत्म होगा. I think let's wait for the UI वाला thing to come up. उसके बाद we will do it.
The future of money is here. Feels good.
Red Bull gives you wings.
और यार 2 मिनट में दूसरा मैच शुरू हो जाएगा. So let's meet you after a break.
of late rounds that aren't around about huge execs with a judge flying into backside. No, it's about trying to find those pressure points on a map they can exploit and use that to take a site.
Yeah, and for Bilibili and YZ as well, you would think coming into a tournament like this, the leading duelist when it comes to stats, you know, be your Zekans, be your Kaya, be your Jogomo, but it's none of those players. It is YZ, Mel, and despite whether teams might respect Bilibili or not, you have to respect YZ.
And I mean, it would be a huge disservice. Like, I think if you go in the server and you are sleeping on YZ, I think you're setting yourself up for failure.
You're trolling.
You are trolling, yes. And I'm honestly really excited considering YZ has been on the international stage before, something his teammates haven't had. So not only is he expected to lead mechanically and stats-wise in the server, but he's also, I'm looking to him personally as an emotional leader on the team to show them, be that anchor for them on the stage.
This is ridiculous. Look at these stats.
I mean, his stats are crazy. His first kills also are ridiculous. If you look at recent performances, like, this is a guy that is so constantly giving his team an advantage that it makes the round so much simpler to play out. They'll play those solo rounds to enable him to go on those hunts, find a pick, and then play it from there.
Yeah, and just a very annoying player to, well, at least when I'm watching.
Not if he's on your team.
Yeah, but how do you deal with that? Because he is going to be all in your face. You know, he's not going to be afraid of anything.
I feel like you can definitely feel as a player the impact of the most annoying players. It might not be the most insane best players. Well, in this case, it is both the best player and the most annoying player. But oftentimes it's like someone that is annoying, someone that is outlawing, someone that's judging, someone that's Odining, someone that is going across your screen with a slide. Like, those are the players that have the most impact on you, not just stat-wise, but like mentally in the game, that you can't run away from these people.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he's going to be able to do back on the global stage, and also hear from the man himself who spoke with Jen Lee a little bit earlier.
Hey guys, it's Jen with Bilibili's YZ and Vera for some translation. Now, congratulations YZ. You guys have made it to Masters Toronto. Of course, Masters debut for you tonight. So what is the mentality here? You know, do you see yourselves as the underdogs or the tournament favorites, or are you just here to play your best game?
我觉得这是你们来到大师赛的一个首秀嘛，那你们现在心态是什么样的？觉得自己是黑马，还是说夺冠热门，或者没有那么在乎那么多，只想打出自己最好的表现？
我觉得我们就是并没有去想那么多吧，我们来这就为了干一件事，那就是拿下胜利。
I don't really care much about those tags. Since we came here, we just want to win this tournament.
Okay. Try your best. Yeah? Okay. Good luck. 加油! 加油!
Winning this tournament is going to be a big task. But just some context for the people that don't know YZ, this man on your screen. He is actually a very, very funny guy. You know, back in VCT and now EDG haven't made it. A lot of the fans, they're backing Bilibili. They love him. He's also a really, really funny streamer. He streams a lot on Bilibili, funny enough. Amazing personality, really dry humor. We even saw him at the press conference talk about how, like, if you beat us, I'm going to go back to China. I'm going to tell Kang Kang what you did, and he's going to come back and sort you out a chance.
Okay.
So he's very, very funny. He's got an amazing personality, and I like the confidence. He's here to win the whole tournament.
He's truly the Valorant renaissance man. You know, he does it all. He can lead, he's funny, he shoots well, he streams. What can't he do?
Everything, everything. Maybe even win a trophy. And but let's move on to Team Liquid, who unfortunately will be playing with a sub for today's game, and that sub is going to be replacing Mel Nats. Can anyone on this planet, you think, adequately replace somebody like Nats?
I genuinely don't think so. And it's just such a tall ask. Nats is such a prestigious player. There's so many people, even in the scene, even at this event, that look up to Nats to this day. And the fact that he's had such a long career and he's still coming to these international events, well, hopefully he's able to secure the visa, but the fact that he's IGLing now and he's still putting up these numbers, it makes it impossible to replace that.
That's the biggest thing to me, because a lot of people, like, if you're not following closely, you're like, oh no, we lose Nats, we lose one of the sharpest shots in EMEA, we lose one of the best lurkers in EMEA. But I think what he is really doing for this TL team is just making their mid-rounding excellent. Those pivots on the attacking side, when they're switching up between the sites they're going to, I think he does a great job of varying the tempos in his calling and making it really hard to actually get a read against TL, and that's going to be the void they're going to have to find a way to fill.
And there's a reason why he leaves such a big void, everything you two both mentioned as well. And for those of you who haven't had the, had the chance to see see what Nat is like in game, we have a clip here just to demonstrate how important he is for Team Liquid.
Anything wrong with you? Or you looked in 100%? 100%. But Camille, you looked in 100%? Yeah. Jill, you looked in 100%? Michael, are you so okay, looking on 200%, boys. Are you guys not gonna let them just take them up from us like that, or what? Oh. We're not speaking even, boys. We're just literally full autopiloting, and not just Michael, boys. Michael, you full lost, so focus up on this. But Gio, also, you're full lost right now. You're not playing with any confidence. Camille, I'm happy that's what you're trying to, but try more. Patrick, the same. Try more, boys. Yeah. Nafi, give everything. Yes, we had the plan for all of these 3 matches, but okay, give all of your right now. Because I don't know what Nafik, why we're thinking about the grand final or whatever gonna be happening tomorrow. We not deserve to be tomorrow anywhere. Tomorrow we deserve to sit at home if we're gonna play like that. Let's just make ourselves happy.
You might think that this is just like a one-off, he says this, but Mel, his speeches are legendary in EMEA. He's always yapping. Did you expect him, you know, to be, I guess, this harsh and direct?
I honestly no. I would say that's one of the hardest parts of being a leader that people don't see. Honestly, matter of fact, let me get my peripherals and get on the stage. That's how motivated I am after seeing that. Like, that was actually like chills. I think a lot of people think an IGL is just calling and thinking of the macro reads and how can I outplay the other opponent, and also at the same time balance my mechanical skill and your individual like calling. But I think a lot of it is actually the nitty gritty, the things that you don't see, talking to your teammates and not only bringing out the best in them, but knowing when to hold them accountable and hitting that perfect balance of the tone of you're not just like, you know, degrading them, you're trying to get the best out of them. And I think that is irreplaceable.
Especially like during a match day as well. Like, that's such a high stakes moment. To be able to do it is really impressive.
All right, let's hype up their substitute. We've seen a lot.
Oh, I can do this.
We've seen some amazing players, you know, having to step in on a global stage and own it. So, and give me some hope here. Tell me why we should be excited about Penny.
Well, Penny's coming in for his 2nd Masters performance here. He played on V1 way back in the day. Ironically, got a win up against Team Liquid back in centuries ago in Reykjavik. But he's been playing in Tier 2 in North America, right? For YFP has been looking solid there.
Coach. Sorry, I had to.
True, actually.
Effie's made it.
It's iconic, but honestly, he is a very solid player, and we even had him and the rest of the guys jump in for Furia back during kickoff when Furia couldn't field a roster in Americas. Penny comes in, wins his game, and dips out. He is the super sub, you're saying it.
Yeah, and very quickly, while we look at this agent pool, I kind of wanted to bring Serial into this conversation, because when Serial joined Team Liquid, there were questions about what the heck is he going to play, because him and Nats have identical agent pools.
Yeah.
Serial, he plays Cypher, he plays Viper, he couldn't do any of that. But Mel, maybe now with Penny in the mix, that kind of, you know, the role isn't going to be as outrageous as it looks from the outside.
I genuinely wish I could even think about what the roles are going to look like, because I have no clue. I haven't really ever had an opportunity to say that someone is a secondary sentinel on a team. Yeah. Like, that is how much Serial and Nat's agent pools overlap, and I'm genuinely just so curious to know who's gonna IGL. How is that system gonna work? I think that's the awkward elephant in the room. Like, one, roles and agents are already out the window, but who's calling?
Paddy seems like the obvious choice, right?
That's what
out
I
of
would
all
think.
of the other players.
He's a very vocal player. We've seen him on Team Heretics. When he was subbing, he was still extremely vocal, which is hard to do as someone who's a sub.
Yeah.
And I think that is the most obvious choice. But I know Penny is someone that is very high game IQ when it comes to the game. So I'm interested to see what's
There's
gonna
a
happen.
very real world where it's just a little bit of everyone, to be honest.
Do you reckon Effie's has taught Penny all he knows at this point when it comes to maybe IGL?
I'll let Effie speak for that. I'll let Effie speak. I think it's the other way around. Penny probably taught Effie's everything he knows.
Oh, man.
Let's be real.
This is the thing, though, because I tried to do a little bit of digging with the IGL situation. I was in Kiko's chat, you know, instigating, asking him.
Thank you.
He gave you
Yeah,
anything?
who was IGLing? He was duo queuing with Nats at the time, and Nats basically said, Kiko, do not leak anything. Don't you dare leak anything.
Oh my God,
and it
tight lips.
sounded like they hadn't decided quite yet a couple weeks ago who was IGLing, but I'm hoping Penny has some answers. This is what he had to say of his return to the big stage.
Hey guys, it's Jen with Penny from Team Liquid. Now, how are you, Penny?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be playing in, well, my home city, right? So, yeah, I'm excited.
I imagine you've been busy as a beaver, get it? Because it's Canada. You know, trying to catch up with the team, figuring out what the roles are going to look like. So can you tell us a little bit about the preparation process and how ready do you feel coming in today?
Well, I'm going to be honest. We've had 2 days of practice together. because they just came like a few days ago, and I've been here the whole time, and it's a bit hectic. We're getting things together, but honestly, I think we're just gonna have to rely on some vibes, some individual play, and I think we have it in us. So, yep.
Get the vibe going. Okay. Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
Let's go vibe. We're vibing off.
2 days of practice.
That didn't give me a lot of
Two.
confidence.
2? Is that enough?
Okay, here. Can I come in with some copium?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my thought process, right? We were talking about how people on this team, they play a bunch of different agents. We have a secondary Sentinel player. We have Kiko, who also plays controller and duelist. We have 2 duelist players in the team, and one of them fills controller. I'm thinking, and Penny is someone that can also flex, I'm thinking that because they are all able to play all these different agents, they have the flexibility to pug and to potentially at least make this a competitive series.
Oh, like
That's
a
the
Zipto?
code.
Like a Zipto on
Absolutely.
Lotus?
Exactly. Or maybe not 5 duelists exactly. Maybe
No,
not.
that was 4. It was 4 duelists and Cypher. It was 4 duelists and
Are we
Cypher.
doing Sage Roulette or like what's the call here?
Do you agree? You think this is the style they should be approaching today? Just plugging it?
I mean,
I
to a
mean,
certain
this is
extent, you almost
concerning
have
for
to
Team
with that little
Liquid.
practice. I think it will be like probably
ये
a
बहुत
little
बड़ा
bit more
concern है
calm than that,
actually
but
Team
you're not
Liquid के
coming
लिए
in with,
role
like, a
issues
huge
का.
playbook, right? Like Penny is slotting in here. You don't have like a ton that you can dip into in terms of your history. But honestly, that might suit them. You know, I think Team Liquid already as a team like to take a lot of like aggressive fights, even on the defensive side, just sort of group up 3 players, walk forward and see what they can find. So it might not be that far from home if they just choose to play a more aggressive style.
For me, it's a little bit about the rookies as well. You know, we have some players on the side of Billy. They've never been to a global event before. And on this Liquid roster, Serial, it will be his first time. It took him a while in EMEA to warm up. You know, there was a couple of maps here and there where he was a little bit shaky. You can feel he was maybe nervous. He even talked about it. At playoffs, he was a little bit nervous. And usually you have Nats there. You have Nats there to be your anchor to kind of pick you up. So I do wonder, Ender today, maybe Penny could be the one to keep them grounded.
See, I was going to say, it kind of goes 2 directions, because on the one hand, everyone, all the core members of the roster have to be the one that's making it comfortable for Penny, you know, sort of like enabling him, like asking what you want to do. But at the same time, Penny does have a level of experience coming and playing on a master stage previously. So I do think that with just his longevity in the scene, he's one of the better people you could find to just slot in for a game like this.
And I think, too, a big part of it is the fact that I think Penny has been competing in challengers a majority of this time, and I think that shows grit. And this is a moment where you need grit. You got to bite down hard, and you need to push forward. And I think if you're going to pick anyone, it's a guy that's been grinding it out in challengers this whole time. After making it to Masters Toronto, he didn't get a big ego about it and quit and throw in the towel after not making it. He's been playing this whole time.
Yeah,
so I can see a lot of perseverance and a potential for, I mean, maybe something can happen. Maybe I'm so big.
The super subs have had a good record so far.
I was just going to say, too, that like the Challengers like schedule is legit, too. Like, you play a lot of games. There's like third-party tournaments as well. Like, he might have actually played more games than some of the people on stage this year, with just like the amount you're cracking in Tier 2.
And I'm kind of talking myself into, I know I predicted Billy, but now we're having this conversation. I'm kind of convincing myself purely because you spoke about, you know, the comps, the agent choices. Liquid have been just cheesing their way throughout EMEA, you know, with the double senties they've been playing. We've heard other players, Mel, talk about how this is super annoying to deal with and you need a lot of counter strat as well. So they could just do this on the global stage.
I wonder, too, if it'll even throw off Billy more if they come to the global stage and they don't exactly stick to the script. And I think that leaning into the pugginess and like the lack of a playbook, I think will actually help Team Liquid in this regard in terms of getting
more cheese.
Yes.
When I was looking at this matchup initially, before knowing about Nats and, you know, questions around
You didn't know about Nats before this game?
No, way back when I was looking at the matchup stylistic. Come on. Yeah, sorry, Nats, I wasn't familiar with their game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, I don't
Legend,
know.
sorry, carry on.
Just
Yeah,
a bad place.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I think like stylistically, Team Liquid should be favored in this matchup. Like, I think the double Sentinels ideas, especially against a team like Billy that play such slow rounds consistently on their attacking side, like Billy would often domestically run into time trouble as well, ping-ponging between sites. So if TL stay to that style, I think it benefits them, but I'm not sure it actually suits the players with Penny coming in.
Maybe this is a hot take, but I feel like it would be a mistake for Team Liquid to try and chase what they have with Nats. I think they need to find their own little nook with the sub and not try to go after what they have with their IGL when he's there, because he's just not there. And his impact, besides IGLing, but his lurking and his game IQ also isn't there. So we cannot rely on our old game plans and our old system, in my opinion.
There's only one thing that makes me even more espresso depresso than Nats not being here, which is we're not getting Cats today. And Cats has been such a mainstay of
Is that why you're
EMEA.
wearing the ears?
No, but
No?
I will say
Okay.
I will say yes. Just well, I mean, we get Kiko, we get one half of Cats. We're gonna have to see if Nats do manage to make it in the end. But again, Kiko, after the role swap this year, Ender has been incredibly impressive.
Yeah, because Kiko was, I mean, if you go back to, what was it, 2023, like in the Essential, like he was just the god player, right? That everyone was saying was going to be the next coming of all those, Durka, whatever, trying to ascend up into EMEA. But I think he really has found his form in this year, like you're talking about. Isn't going to have that duo there, but his agent pool is also wild because he has that back history of playing the duelist for so long.
It's kind of reminiscent of Demon 1 on EG, right? Having your duelist like play Jet and also controller on some maps. It kind of gives me that vibe, and it's really cool to see another player kind of fit into that niche.
What would you do here, though? Because obviously Penny coming in with so much experience on that duelist. Now they have three duelist players. Do you just keep Kiko on the smokes and then
Or do you play
send...
3 duelists?
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a little crazy.
I'm actually kind of down for that. I mean, Team Liquid once upon a time played no smokes, so I think this is like fine. This is okay, no?
No, I don't condone this, actually. I've changed my mind.
You change your mind. You change your mind. But can you realistically surprise Billy? Because Billy are normally the team that come out with, you know, some surprises and teams not fully knowing what to do.
I think when you just have a new roster, you're coming out with more surprises, certainly. But most of us are on the Billy side. I think Uber and Vans are the only people that believed in Liquid.
I would love to get a vibe check here in the arena because only Uber and Vans believe in Liquid. Toronto, if you can hear me, give me a cheer if you believe in Team Liquid. Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Billy's about to pop off, though.
Give me a cheer if you are a Billy believer. Any Billy fans? Oh,
That's more for Billy.
even the fans in the arena are believing in Billy, and so are the three of us. But like I said, there were.
Hold on. Wait, whoa. I hear people from across the Atlantic chanting Team Liquid's name. It's coming through the walls. They believe. Sue, they believe in Team Liquid.
I'm glad somebody believes in Team Liquid. So there's those people. No, that's Uber. That's Uber and Vans you're hearing. That's Uber and Vans.
My mistake.
But enough yapping from us over here. It's time to send this back down to the stage and bring out Billy Gaming and Team Liquid.
Billy Gaming. Team Liquid.
Did it just heated Wingman out of the crowd? Hello?
We have seen a lot of super subs over the last 5 years. Today, Penny makes his return to the global stage and see if he can do some damage with this Team Liquid roster. They've never played against each other before, which is very, very exciting. But as we mentioned, there is a map that, you know, EMEA have been very weak at this year. It is Pearl. I do wonder if Liquid are going to take it away at Mel. Thank God I do not have to get on a plane.
I mean, should you just do the vetoes for every EMEA team? I feel like you just have an idea, you know exactly
We should
what's
put
going
you in
on.
charge. I agree.
Yeah, thank you. Honestly, thank you. But, I mean, this is ultimately what we wanted to see, right, Mel? We don't want to see Liquid take risks. Do you like the Haven choice from them?
I do. I mean, I think I'm biased, though, because I just love Haven as a map. So
Fair.
the fact it's even getting played at all just makes me excited.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way Team Liquid play on Haven. I think they're very ready for re-clears that come into them. They play a very aggressive style on the defense side as well. You're going to see them walking out into mid-space, checking that forward space over towards A as well. So Billy Gaming are going to have to be on their toes versus that.
Yeah, and Sunset got floated. We might actually be able to see Sunset on day one of Masters.
I love B main post plants. Let's go.
I definitely definitely do. +1 to that. I'm so excited. I actually can't keep a smile off my face right now. Seeing Penny here on the Masters front stage. Last time we saw him was actually Reykjavik, and here he is playing against Billy.
Could I make you a little bit more excited with the possibility
Yeah, I could be convinced.
of either a double harbor, like both teams running harbor on Icebox,
God, that would
or
be-
a waylay, a cheeky waylay could also be thrown in there.
Okay, I don't know if I can get on board with the waylay, but the double harbor, that's
Harbor
America's
versus harbor?
that's America's bread and butter.
But with no America's teams,
Yeah.
it's a CN team and an EME
Yeah,
team.
but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. It's good. Honestly, I really like what it can do for you for either early control on the defensive side over mains, but also just like permanently stalling out once your Viper wall goes down, your Harbor wall goes back up. You can keep that cycle. It's a really solid pairing on that map.
If they do that though, what does Penny play? So if Kiko plays Harbor, Serial plays, I guess, either Killjoy or Viper? I guess you can put Penny on the Viper, there you go.
I mean,
Problem
I suppose
solved.
you could. I genuinely have zero idea how they're going to slice up these roles. I'm really anxious to see what agents are being played and who's even playing them.
Yeah, I think BLG is pretty locked in on this Icebox map.
Oh,
they
right.
play a lot of the basic double smokes, but Team Liquid is wide open in terms of the options you can do, because there's also so many different reads of Icebox right now. Like we just saw an Omen comp being played. Some teams still like Gecko, some like double smokes, some
So much
aren't running
content
duelists. Like there's so many options.
And I just want to remind
Okay,
everybody, this is where Billy
complete.
managed to beat
Harbor?
EDG on Icebox. This is where they shine. They managed to take that map win. It ended up snowballed into a serious win. And as we take a look at the live agent select, Penny
Wait.
is hovering the Reyna.
The Kiko Harbor is locked
It is
in though
locked.
already. We're just ready to go on that one.
Are we going to get Harbor and Waylay? Are we that lucky today?
Surely not.
Shout out to Billy for keeping things, straightforward for
Nah,
us.
they instantly locked.
Yeah, this is the comp we kind of expected from them,
Clove?
right? They're not making any
Whoa.
changes.
That is
okay.
different. They've never played Clove on this map before.
What is
What's
going on?
Triple controller?
Hello?
Going into triple, and if Paddy
Triple
locks in Phoenix,
controller?
I'm going to be the
Okay,
happiest
no,
person
no
on
Oh my
earth.
god, I'm gonna lose my
There's no
shit.
way.
I mean, they're
have to
teasing
fill
us.
this out.
Triple
They are
controller
really
comp, hello?
Wait, hold on.
They're
I just got
locking
ahead of
together.
myself.
But also, like, it's no Viper with triple smokes as well, which is really wacko.
We are
Double
playing
circle
triple
smokes.
controller.
Mel, this is
Hello?
what you wanted. You wanted them to just be weird, right?
I mean, I said
wanted
be
this
weird. I didn't say be crazy. This is insane. This is beyond anything what I was expecting. Triple controller on Icebox, and I'm gonna guess no duelist, and Omen is
Yeah.
gonna be
Well,
Omen
maybe
and Clove are gonna
Phoenix.
fill that duelist role. I don't believe it.
Oh.
For a second.
No,
That's what I thought.
so
yeah.
I think when you run that many smokes, you need multiple agents that have flashes that can fight through them,
Oh
because
my
you're using the
God,
smokes like
man. Oh
cut
my
out
God.
on deeper
More about
angles
space.
on the map, and then you have
20%
flashes to be able to
map
pop
win
out
rate.
of them and scale forward.
Yeah, and out of all of the agents Penny has played in his career, it will be his first Omen.
I mean, this is crazy. Sticking to this comp with a sub is just insane.
No Killjoy Icebox. Like, where's our info? How are we getting info on this map?
Oh
This
my
is
God.
a hard comp to play, to say it lightly.
I can't wait to get into this map after that agent select and throw this over to your casters. Toronto, give a warm welcome to Achilles and Paperthin.
Hello, here we are, live in Toronto. I'm Achilles, that's Paper Thin, and we are going to be guiding you guys through what is looking to be a very chaotic
Oh my
map of
God.
Icebox, to say the least.
ये क्या
We
comp है?
already knew it
Triple
was going to be the
Team
case,
Liquid
given the
is
two
running
teams
triple
playing. Max
controller
is not here,
in tier
but the
1.
comp swap. I have no clue what's about to
That's
happen.
intense
Neither.
actually.
I
That's
mean,
intense.
this is
That's
very
intense.
off kilter.
They are running
duelist,
a
it
goddamn
is
triple
going to be
controller comp.
very
and at
reliant
this
on
point I'm
positioning
like,
and
oh
timings,
my
making sure you're getting
God.
tons of value out of the Gecko and the KO is really what's going to be important here for Liquid. But I will say this, coming into this tournament, when I'm watching BLG, I think they're a very stock standard team. They're going to play, by the book Valorant. Coach Bile is a very, old school Korean style coach, and he's going to come in there and he's going to want to play good post plants, good setups, good info. This is one of the things that I was worried about for BLG in this event, is when you got chaos thrown at you, what are you going to be able to do against it?
Let us find out. Barriers are dropped. Quick little orb take here. Is 0 Point going to get a decent amount of information? I believe 3 players going to be noted by that.
Okay, Team Liquid, show me
Able to
what you got.
identify the stack. Spike at the same time, slowly being ushered across towards this B site. Alarm bot is in position. As the wall gets set up there.
Man, it looks like I'm watching a goddamn
Create a lot of
compy
confusion
match.
with this comp as well. You're never really... You can create a lot of confusion with this comp as well. You're never really going to be sure which direction they're going. They can throw smokes everywhere on the map. They've got a bunch of different util to use with the initiators to sell fakes. This could be really tricky, but so far, BLG just holding the line behind their high tide, just waiting this out. YZ right at the ready.
Attempted a little bit of an audio bait there from Camo as the swing gets ready to come through. Patatek already cleared out. Now Camo going to be taken down. That spike immediately is going to be pivoted back towards B. No. Cuts across through mid. I like the approach here under tube. Levius in position though, striking. Penny going to be down on the floor. Serial dead. Kiko able to fight back for one, but needs a hell of a lot more. And those are some snappy shots! As oh, baby! The 4K damn near gets the ace clutch, but won't be able to squeak it out in the end. It's going to be Billy taking the pistol.
He has been just electric in EMEA this year and almost pulls off the miracle. BLG gets a good read early there. Ready to spring the trap right off the back of their own high tide. That one caught Team Liquid just enough off guard, but the response there almost got it done. And that's almost like feels like a win in that round, like for Team Liquid. You really don't quite get it. Coaching staff there, Lohan, thought maybe. Oh, so close.
Took a second to realize, but yeah, that's going to be a damn good effort. And also fast tracking that ultimate. So I think it'll be online very quickly. YZ able to find Patatek. Sheriff besting the classic. Neff for the moment. Alone gets a little bit of reinforcements from Levius as Team Liquid gonna look to see what they can get done here on the side. Penny TPing up above. Levius about to swing in, identifies it. Isn't able to save his teammate. Does end up getting taken down, but not before he's able to find two. Headshot does connect, but Camo can't confirm the kill.
Oh my god, that sounds so bad.
Let's see if Kiko's got a bit more of that left in the tank. Just 3 targets to try to get through this time.
Could get the Reckoning off a kill. I don't know if he'll find an opportunity to use it.
Push coming through. There's the headshot. Ult is online. Bulldog recovered, but why is he down below? We'll be able to drag Billy over the line here in round 2. Closing out the anti-eco, but not without cost.
No, it isn't looking the cleanest there for Billy in some of these late game scenarios. Losing some players when maybe they don't need to, but it's aggressiveness. Again, these extra layers of smokes that Team Liquid is creating, using that to get players up high-low, keeping Billy really off balance. And then, of course, Kiko is just lightning right now, has the Reckoning already for this round. And it's a big stack over towards B for Billy. Just leaving Levius all on his own on A with the Killjoy util. I wouldn't be too surprised if this is a read to kind of just dodge the Reckoning, play for retake, see what you can get done beyond that.
Plenty of noise being made here by Team Liquid, stomping their way forward.
I suggest you move.
Maneuvers starting to come out here from Billy as they look to try to get into position here. Push forward past Garage. Sight, however, wide open. Levius leaving it for the taking. Waits out the Reckoning. Spike now going to be planted.
They're going to be coming from a lot of different angles. Billy, very patient, very diligent team.
Russia going to be noted there around the back. Paranoia going to be sent off the back of that Dizzy, and that's going to be Levius now taken down. Serial able to find Neff, and Team Liquid looking good to secure themselves a win here in the anti-bonus. Remaining players of Billy now arriving over onto the side. Full connection on the flash. YZ has a tuck back. Camo on the peak. Able to find K9 finding Russia. And now it's just YZ to see if he can put a dent in this Liquid squad at all, and he cannot. Flawless fashion. Team Liquid get themselves on the board.
This is beautiful from Team Liquid, and Penny, the hometown hero, with a great Paranoia to clear out Levius on the stairs. Really nice stuff from Team Liquid, but you can see the game plan here. It's to scale off of these smokes quickly and keep Billy off balance. This is something I think that they're noticing a trend with Billy in China, is that teams like XLG that come at them quick, they don't often react properly to it. And if you can catch them when they're trying to get their setups, trying to get their perfect plays into position, they often crumble.
Go into the first buy round now. Liquid are going to be able to go ahead and tie up this affair. YZ once again, full flash connecting, has to drop down off the back of yellow. Liquid though slowing down a bit as the thrash is going to be invested. YZ at risk now, completely and utterly detained. Patatek run him down. Gets right in on top of him, spots out the legs of Neff. Gets himself a second kill. Russia peel back one. Penny does get taken down, but Patatek on a mission finds himself a third. Now it's just Russia. Quick little taps, finds the headshot, but Camo swings around the back. And that is Team Liquid now tying it at 2-2.
Wow,
Yeah, there's just no follow-up plans here for Billy. This Thrash comes through, and Neff is stuck trying to figure out a way that he can get into a position to be safe. And instead, he just gets stuck in a spot where his legs are right out in the open, and he just gets cut down. This is looking really nice for Team Liquid. They've got some good plans coming in to this attacker side on Icebox.
Really good,
These smokes in particular, making it really tricky for Billy to find the angles that they want to hold these positions, to kind of play against the utility that they're expecting to come. And outside of the pistol in the follow-up, it hasn't looked that great, and even those 2 rounds were dangerous.
Orb does get taken. Russia going to be one away from that next reckoning. 2 Stingers and Sheriffs abound here for Billy. They look to pull off a Thrifty. Once again, though, Stack from Team Liquid working their way in towards this B site. They get it clear on the alarm bot. TP back yellow. And it is just Levius here. Not much to be done. Wraps around the back of site. Has an opportunity here for the shot, but nope. Camo will be able to find it. Gets the overheal. Right as rain. So now you have to deal with all of these smokes in a retake scenario. It's an absolute nightmare for Billy.
Camo, one away from his ult too. That's another piece of the puzzle to consider here for Billy.
No peeking. Cycling the smoke. Rashad just here alongside him, would be able to find the kill in all likelihood given the stinger, and there you go, finds it off screen. Penny trades one back onto Risha. Outlaw used, finds value, and now it looks like widely K-Knight and Neff more than happy to just go down to the spike if possible, but Patatek will go ahead and find himself another elimination. Team Liquid now going to find themselves in the lead, and the rounds coming away pretty cleanly for them as well.
Oh, absolutely. They're really on pace to make this half very difficult for Billy in a map that Billy has been very good on. They beat EDG, they beat Wolves on this map in their run-up to qualifying for Masters, whereas Team Liquid has struggled on this map. The only team they've actually beaten is Fnatic in EMEA in Stage 1. But outside of that, they have 4 losses. So this is a map you would think is Billy, you can kind of just be in cruise control, play your game. But I think you've got to dig a little bit deeper here. I think you've got to start getting aggressive. Things that we saw in the pistol round that worked for them. Playing a little bit of trickery might catch Team Liquid enough off guard, because these smokes are just too difficult right now for Billy to deal with. Playing passive isn't paying off. You need to change the pace.
For now, still a bit slow here. YZ can find the headshot. Tail wins out, but you mentioned before, Camo has that ult online, so not dead yet. We'll see if he's going to be able to find an elimination to earn that life back. No, Risha will quickly put him back into the grave. Still though, a 1-for-1 exchange, now traded up, now equalized as YZ on the repeat, able to find one, and it's a messy fight of it, but Levius holding down M1, able to find that final kill to tie us up at 3-3.
But I love this from Billy. A slight change here, and that's getting YZ in a position where he can start doing damage early before Team Liquid can really get their execute set up the way that they want to. A little bit shaky there for him, but he still gets it. Then they're ready for that player to be up on a pipes, can't convert. Then the trades are there, and they're good. Levius right on point for the final 2. Lucia bigging him up. Let's see if Billy can start stringing some rounds together. They've got some big ults to play with. They've got a reckoning. They've got a lockdown. Do some damage. Penny.
Where's he gonna go? Okay, back towards Snowman here.
They threw a fake smoke into Spawn to try to confuse him, but he's shut down.
They have eyes on it. Neff gets himself on the board with that kill, undoing Pinnacle backstab. YZ on the peak, still managing to find that kill before getting taken down. Neff gets himself a second. So now it's gonna be the player advantage here for the side of Billy. Lurk up here from Patatek, but Levius reading this suspicious. Sends out a timing on that Nano Swarm, but damage not to be found. Gets another one though, and this one does manage to tag up Patatek just a bit. Lockdown now. Gonna be sent through. Patatek does have the fragment, could try to clear it instead, or to try to get a catch there onto K-Knight, and is able to do so. He's gonna be in such a rough spot, he needs to clear this out, but he's not gonna be allowed to do it. Spike planted, a 1v1. Campbell tagged up a bit. He scales forward, gets himself past the wall. Does Risha have any idea at all? Goes for the tap. Seems like he is reading that he's gonna be nearby. Camo going for 3-2-1, pushes in! and catches the timing.
Nice one, Red, nice.
Finds a headshot, and Liquid once again get themselves into the lead.
What a round from Patty Tech there. Just being so aggressive once that lockdown is planted, and it catches K-Knight completely off guard, and then he throws a great flash to make sure he can clear screens and at least make it a 1v1 for his teammates. Really nicely played, and Camo, calm and collected there at the end, finds the perfect timing. You can see Patty Tech bigging him up, and
not going to be the best feeling there in the coaching booth for Billy. Billy once again going to be knocked back onto a very rough economy. Phantom Guardian. Realize he does have the jet knives. Once again, snack from Billy. Billy's on the wrong side of the map. 5-player push getting ready to come through here from Team Liquid. The walls getting set up. The smoke's ready to be cycled in. There's Dizzy clearing things out, and Wingman at the ready to go for the plant.
Team Liquid's been doing a great job of keeping Billy guessing in the early parts of these rounds. A lot of 4-1 splits, and they've often found the weak side.
Not there to try to interrupt. Levy's does get a nice headshot there. K-Knight going to be taken down, so won't be able to see the Hunter's Fury come into effect. Spike now planted. Spam from Penny. Able to go ahead and find the kill on the Nep. Decay onto Wise. He puts him down to 10. Has to wait this out, and that's going to be precious seconds lost now as they try to go for the retake. The wall falling. Camo collecting. And they'll make it a little bit close, get a bit of damage in, but the coffers are still there, full for the side of Team Liquid, plenty of cash to continue the buys.
Again, it's these smokes that just stall, and buy extra time, and make Billy feel that pressure, and finally, timeout is gonna come through. 5-3, oh, right as the wall is coming up, he gets the shot next with the Outlaw. YZ shut right down there.
One enemy remaining.
Flash had come through just before. They're just their timings are so good right now.
Damn clean. That's one of the things that Billy is lacking with his composition, is those flashes. Yes, they can set up walls themselves. They have the Viper, they have the Harbor, but they don't have anything to send through it to try to enable these peaks from YZ. When he's trying to play that wall to retake space over at Yellow, there's no real way to guarantee any kind of safety.
No, it's really true, and that's why I need to see them be more aggressive. They need to get ahead of the curve, because if you're playing behind those smokes, that's advantage Team Liquid. That's where Team Liquid can throw either another layer of smokes or the flash util. All that stuff can come through, and you're just left stunned behind them. So yeah, I'd like to see Billy take more map control. Get a little bit aggressive towards mid. Do things like that to open the map up for yourselves so you can then keep Team Liquid guessing. Because they don't have a lot of ability to control their flanks. There's no Sentinel here on the side of Team Liquid, so you've got to find ways to exploit the weaknesses of Team Liquid's comp.
Back in we go, we'll see. The words from the coaching staff is going to be enough to spur Billy on to running this back a bit. And it are starting on the defending side, which is typically going to be the weaker one here for Icebox, but given that it's your map pick, given that Team Liquid has only had 2 days of prep with Penny, you certainly should be expecting some cleaner results here for Billy. Wall sent out over towards B, a bit of a fake there. There's a 4-player push, works their way up in towards A, and they actually get a minor little rotation here from K-Knight, who realizes that they completely left mid wide open.
But I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing here from Billy, getting aggressive early towards B main. This might catch Team Liquid a little bit off guard. Kiko finally turning.
Turns back, and he's gonna have the jump, and it's a 1-2 tap. Risha Wisey knocked out of the park to push forward into the smoke, and Levy is dead to rights. Camo perfectly poised, and now it's just Neff and K-Knight with not much left to be done. There's the spot out, but Neff somehow comes away taking the brunt of the damage here. The call to save is going to have to be made.
Just so well read. Kiko there might have gotten some sound cues as well to give him a little bit of a heads up, but again, then you see Billy pushing into those smokes. It's a gamble. Every time you walk into one of those smokes, you have no idea. You have no util that's really going to help you clear it. So you're just flipping a coin, hoping somebody's not in there waiting for you. And again, when they tried to go for that retake after they lost 2 players early, it just got shut right down. Team Liquid players right there, ready and waiting with open arms. And they are up to 6. And at the very worst now, it'd be an even half for Team Liquid, but with the way they are playing, I think this is going to be heavily favored for the EMEA squad.
It's looking damn good. Let's see just how many more they're going to be able to rack up. 8-4, certainly within their grasp. Maybe even that 9-3. Billy, still a bit of money to work with here. Question is, do they just send this pit off the rip? They do have the heavier stack on A, so it could just be Neff getting into position, set this up here at the start of the round and try to dissuade Team Liquid, but given the comp, they might just try to barrel through it, honestly.
So far, Neff.
Not sending it.
Yeah, I thought maybe off all that util, I think Team Liquid maybe trying to bait it out a little bit there as well, but again, aggressive positionings from Billy, like the ideas. Team Liquid read it so well.
Pretty much everybody spotted out. Let's get the drone tag onto Camo. Rishad trying to.
They're waiting for this
from the side. Yeah, K-Knight, he's here to try to back him up, and Rishad comes away with that elimination, forces out the not dead yet. Now they can just back away, try to wait out this ultimate. They're just sprinting out of here. YZ sticks around for a little bit, but can't tell when out to safety, and Camo is right back into the fray. Just handed him a resurrection on a silver platter.
He's a madman.
Peeking alongside the wall, trying to see if anyone plays here at Pipes, but Team Liquid, they pump the brakes exactly when they need to.
I mean, YZ, he is known for being just a wild player.
There's the up and over the top, but have the secondary peek in from Camo. Gives them the advantage back into their hands, and Russia's just getting overwhelmed. Line up there, but Levius only able to collect on one.
Spike planted.
Penny down to a sliver, the jump up over the top. Neff able to find the first. Serial does fall. 20 health here on the Omen. Kiko unscathed so far, and they're just gonna look to try to double stack here. Got this backside position, now separating a bit. He's up and over the top, he's just got no idea. Kiko will collect it, and that's gonna be Liquid guaranteed the lead here at the half.
Yeah, this is a tough one for Billy. YZ is a tremendously skilled player. His mechanics are very, very good, but he gets spotted right as he's trying to come down. Of course, he'd been spotted before that as well, up on the Raptors, but
30 seconds left.
That's a mistake. That's one you can't afford at this stage in the game. That's going to give minimum 7 to Team Liquid on this half. As good as YZ can be, sometimes he does have rough ones. The last time we saw Billy on the international stage was against Crew Champs. He did not have the greatest series. He lost 0-2, and he was 27-37 in the kill to death column. So we need to see him pick it up.
2 more rounds to play here in the half. As there's the pit, now finally going to be infested. Levy is able to find one. Penny going to be taken down, but he does eat quite a bit of damage. Down to 2 HP here is the Killjoy. Pad attack, just spraying through, catches a stray, and Russia gets taken down. Push forward through all the walls, all the smokes, but YZ is here this time. And he's coming up with the goods. Camo Serial both going to be eliminated. Levius gets team killed by K-Knight as we are diving into the depths of chaos. Patatek will not be able to make it happen. YZ picks up the Vandal, finds the headshot, and gets Billy another round win, breaking the win streak of Team Liquid.
That is one way to pick it up. Nice round for YZ there. Ready for the push out of these smokes. We haven't seen Team Liquid get too aggressive since the early part of this first half. They just walk through there, not ready for YZ to be tucked in there. They don't have any util to try to clear those smokes, and YZ makes them pay for getting aggressive. And that was a much needed round for Billy. They've got the lockdown, got a chance. Patty Tech has his ult. And there it goes.
Null command coming through. Levy is going to be making his way across the map. Be in position as YZ is just absolutely screwed. Fragment at his feet, previously tagged up, but Patatek now going to be on the floor. Resable, but Camo and Penny both end up falling. Serial able to fight back for one. Sees his teammate there on the floor, would love to try to go for the res, but just cannot make it happen. Far too risky. You at the same time, lurking forward here in towards Kitchen. The turret does reveal. That should lead Billy to realize that there's going to be this rotate across. We'll certainly have it confirmed here in a moment as the spike gets ready to be planted. They're going to go pushing out through a main, though. Trying to get a wrap around across into green.
Got a ton of util here for this retake. You've still got Levius's ult, but
He's going to be hearing all of this.
Yeah, for the backstab.
Oh yeah!
Footsteps certainly going to be noted. Thrash now to just try to slow down the approach here. Trying to get a catch, but Will not be able to find one, but Kiko getting closer. Circling them here as the lockdown is invested. He's going to play it patiently now. Striking finds one. Lockdown going to be cleared out. Gets away. Sliding back to safety. Spike now, Diffuse getting started. A bounce there, not able to find it. Drop down, Serial taken out. Kiko trying to make this happen. Has to go for the repeat, and Russia narrowly gets it done. 7-5 at the half, a couple seconds to spare. Billy recovering the half.
Oh, that was huge for Billy. Russia able to hold the line. 14 and 11 on the half. Keeps Billy in it.
Dangerously close. Liquid out at the lead, but only just. We'll see who's going to be able to take this opening map. We'll come back after halftime.
With that, I'm planning to end the stream because I'm feeling a little sleepy. So yes, we end the stream for here. आज के लिए इतना ही. कल मैं वापस आऊँगा because कल we have Sen and so yes guys, I think my stream band कर रहा हूँ because I'm getting a little sleepy और कल मैं 3 बजे वापस स्ट्रीम करूँगा. So yes, stay tuned for that. Yes, इसी के साथ.
All right, we are back and about to go into the second half here of Icebox first map in our second series. We'll go ahead and take a zoom in on the Coinbase Econ report.
Yeah, so this is a stat, guys, that's going to give you an idea of how the team is doing with the money they're spending. So basically, you take your damage done, you divide it by the amount of credit